against St Mirren, Celtic and Rangers, but the results have stayed the same and the performances have dipped in recent weeks. It's been a struggle, but Derek McInnes hinted there in his pre-match interview he expects them to bounce back at some point. He of course is desperate that it's not this afternoon. One change for Kilmarnock. Dees in for Polworth as they go to a back four, so they've got Dennis in goal, Wright and Finlay centre backs, Dees and Mayo either side, Armstrong, Lyons, Watson and Kennedy, the four across the midfield, Vassell and Watkins up front. 4 changes from Motherwell from that 4-2 defeat at home to Aberdeen. So they'll line up with Kelly in goal, Casey, Butcher, Blaney the back three, McGinn and Spencer on either side, Payton and Spittle with Bearitt, Bear and Wilkinson. Motherwell are going to shoot from left to right as we sit in the main stand in their away kit. Yellow or amber sash with the claret jerseys, shorts and socks. Kelly in their home kit, the blue and white stripes, and it's going to be the home side that will try kick us off here at Rugby Park. And Derek McInnes impressing the need for a fast start against a team low in confidence. That's what they didn't do at McDermott Park on Wednesday night. They were 2 down in the blink of an eye. Those Nicky Clark goals. But they are so strong here on their own park. And the referee, Matthew McDermott, checks his watch, blows the whistle, and we're underway here. Brad Lyons receives the kick-off and with a right foot goes for the diagonal ball to put the Motherwell defence under pressure, but it drops for Spencer. He's able to clear it up as far as Mayo. He'll send it back, and it's a free kick in the middle of the pitch for Motherwell, and that allowed them to get themselves out of their own half. Stephen Craigan, Stuart Kettlewell, he says he's gone back to the players, trying to impress on them what has made them successful before. What are those things that they need to get back to?
First and foremost, stop conceding goals, stop conceding soft goals, and that's not just the responsibility of the centre halves, it's the wing backs to try and stop crosses. Too many crosses have come into the box in the last number of games, and it's caused them problems, and they've given up cheap goals. They haven't matched runs, but also have an energy and a creativity at the top end of the pitch. He's went with 3 strikers. I'm going to be interested to see how it moulds together.
And Kilmarnock, Joe Wright just shepherding that out for a goal kick. Lee McCulloch, the home form is fantastic for Kilmarnock, we know that. It's just so frustrating for them that on the road they seem to struggle so much.
Yeah, it's I think the pitch, a lot of people will say the pitch has got a lot to do with that, but I think if you go back maybe 8-10 years, it was opposite way about. They couldn't get a win at home, or maybe that was just under when I was a manager. I think they've started the game here with a little bit of intent, trying to get it forward to the 2 strikers and play off second balls. So it's going to be an interesting game. Here's
Bearitt for Motherwell, midway through the Kilmarnock half. He's laid it off to Wilkinson. Spread it out to the right-hand side in Casey, who's going to put the cross in. It's over Bearitt to the back post, where Theo Bear got above his man and got his head on it, but it's flown over the bar, and he's got his hands over his mouth because he knows he probably should have done better with that one.
He absolutely has to do better. You know, when you're a centre forward playing in a wide area, Stuart Kettlewell's hope will be that when crosses come in from the opposite side of the pitch, he has that centre forward's instinct where he gets inside fullbacks. That was exactly the point in case there against Joe Wright. It's a lovely drifted ball in from Dan Casey from right to left, and he times it perfectly, but when you get there, it's just compose yourself, take a breath. You shouldn't get excitable when the ball comes into your area of the pitch. That's a big let off for Kilmarnock, and Motherwell will feel they possibly should have been a goal up.
Well, he scored off the bench, Theo Bear, against Aberdeen on Wednesday. 2 goals for the season, already surpassed his total of 1 for St Johnstone last term, but that was a big chance for the visitors. And here they have the ball, and it's Bear, controls it on the chest, helps it over halfway towards Wilkinson and Bearitt. It's bubbling about in the Kilmarnock half, and Lewis Mayo is scrambling backwards, and he hacks it up the right-hand touchline, and then it's flicked into the path of Casey, who smashes it forward up towards the edge of the Kilmarnock box, and Stuart Finlay gets the shout from his goalkeeper, Will Dennis, to leave it, and it bounces in to Dennis's arms and rolls it back to the feet of Stuart Finlay, and it's out to Robbie Dees, who is the one change from Wednesday night, in for Liam Polworth. He's playing left back in this 4-4-2. Mayo spreads it over to the right-hand side, and Joe Wright infield to Lyons, who's shaken off a knock to his knee to start this afternoon, and it's intercepted by David Watson, who gives it to Finlay, then to Kennedy, who's going to look to cross the halfway line. He comes in field, he's been in terrific form, Matty Kennedy. Excellent here last Sunday against Aberdeen. This Kelly's third game in 6 days. Derek McInnes has more or less kept the same team though, not too much chopping and changing. David Watson battling with Payton in midfield, and Motherwell come away with it. It's out to Paul McGinn, who takes it past Armstrong. It's up to halfway. Strong challenge from Dees, wins the ball, and he's going to go after it. Armstrong fetches it right on the left-hand touchline, puts the cross in behind the defender. Vassell takes a touch, but he's going away from goal. Weaves his way to the byline, tries to force it across. Dees is in there. Motherwell just about get it clear, and it's charged out of defence by Shane Blaney. And Motherwell get the free kick as Blaney is fouled, but that was threatening from Kilmarnock there. Vassell, he's so sharp at the moment. Yeah,
great play for Danny Armstrong to win the ball back. And doing what Kilmarnock usually do from wide areas, get the ball in the box. Vassell takes a great touch, holds off his man and just struggles to get clean contact and get the shot away, but looking dangerous in the final third.
I have to say, going by the opening 4.5 minutes, this is going to be a physically bruising encounter. Clearly Motherwell don't want to come here and take risks and knock a ball across the back and take touches of the ball. They've got 3 big centre forwards, or 3 aggressive centre forwards for a reason, because they're going to get the ball to them as often as they possibly can.
And that's what Liam Kelly's just done from that free kick, and they get a header on it in the box, and then Bear gets a flick on. Spittle's going to come and take the shot away, but David Watson gets a leg up to block it, the young midfielder, and then it's out for a Kilmarnock throw-in on the far side. You called it, Stephen. And they've won a couple in the box. Bears got on the end of a few as well, which will frustrate Derek McInnes. You can see him down in front of us, going back towards his seat in the dugout, shaking his head. Not happy with it. Defensive work in the penalty area. Throw in on the far side. Joe Wright's got it in his grasp. Throws it down the touchline. Vassell gets a flick on. Watkins can't collect it. Kennedy scrambles after it. McGinn forces it back to Liam Kelly, the goalkeeper. And he plays it back to McGinn out towards this right-hand side. McGinn shifting out, one from right centre-half to right wing-back this afternoon, with O'Donnell dropping out. O'Donnell, who's started every other game this season, on the bench for the first time. And it's cleared by Kilmarnock out for a throw-in midway through the Killie half for Motherwell. McGinn is going to take it. He's waiting for an option. He's not going to throw this into the box. He's wanting someone to show for it. Wilkinson's moving about a bit. Bearick comes short. Payton moves. Again, still not taking it. Gives it to the feet of Payton. Tries to force it back, and it's intercepted by Matty Kennedy. Vassell tries to play it up the left-hand touchline for Kennedy, but it's far too far in front of him. And Callum Butcher collects and knocks it back to Liam Kelly. And 6 minutes played here at Rugby Park. It's goalless. Motherwell with an early chance. Theo Bear's back post header, which he put over the bar as Wilkinson chases a ball in behind, but Will Dennis goes across and comfortably collects it. 4 games in the Championship this afternoon. We'll keep you across all the goals as and when they go in. And here's Watson midway through the Motherwell half. He's played it out to the right hand side, and Vassell, he's going to come into the box on the far side, crosses it in, and it's deflected behind for a Killie corner.
Good play again there for Kilmarnock. It just shows you when they pass the ball. I know the game's not properly settled yet with both teams going, as Stephen mentioned before, direct or into the channels. Good little bit of passing play there, get in a wide area, and I think it was Spittle who's cut it out for a corner.
Armstrong's gone across to take this one. Left foot fire right into the penalty area. There's a header on it. It's up in the air. Bear gets up well to head it to the edge of the box, but Kennedy collects on the left-hand side for Kilmarnock. He's closely marshalled by Harry Payton. Gets it away inside to Watson, who puts it with the outside of the boot into the box. Headed away as far as Payton for Motherwell, and then on to Bearick, who's on the halfway line, and he's got seeding pace now. Kilmarnock get back in numbers. Bearick tries to force the pass through. It's deflected back into his path, onto the edge of the box. Shoots, blocks off Mayo. Behind for a corner. No, Dennis dives and just keeps it in. And then he's gone across right to the touchline almost to calmly stroke it away down the pitch. Now Watkins has won the duel. It falls for Vassell. Crunching tackle.
Love that. What a tackle. Beautiful, wasn't it? And the thing is, he had to make it, because if he didn't, it could have potentially been certainly a yellow and maybe a red. But Callum Butcher just setting the tone. It's exactly what Stuart Kettlewell's wanted from his players. Tom Sawyer jumped in, but that's exactly what he's getting from them.
Also for the Kilmarnock side, good link-up play for the strikers there, and I think that's what Derek was touching on in his pre-match interview, how important they two are. They're linked up very well together, and as Stephen says, that's what Callum Butcher does time and time again, time and tackles, and showed a little bit of aggression there, didn't he, Craigs?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a Callum Butcher special, that one. Fired in. It's his first start since coming back from long-term injury. off the bench on Wednesday night against Aberdeen, so it's a big ask. Stuart Kettlewell admitted it was a bit of a risk starting him this afternoon, but certainly he's not holding back. You wouldn't expect him to. Kilmarnock throw in on this near side in line with the edge of their own box. Finlay flings it forward, but Wilkinson gets a header on it. It's sent back by Kilmarnock. Then Watson goes up, gets someone on it, goes through the legs of Vassell. Watkins collects and goes into the centre circle. Well, Kennedy has it, and then he fires it out to the right hand corner of the box, and Armstrong, he's 1-on-1. Armstrong goes down, fires the shot across, and it's well wide of the goal in the end from Danny Armstrong, but that's what he's all about, taking on his man, gets the shot away.
Yeah, Vassell does great from a deeper area. The referee deserves a little bit of credit. He could have given a foul there, but again, good passing move from Kilmarnock. Armstrong getting out wide and just unlucky. It looks like Callum Butcher's struggling here early on.
Well, yeah, and just touched on it right there. Stuart Kettlewell pre-match said it was a risk. He said he injured himself on this surface before, and he's down in the 6-yard box after that attack, and he's getting treatment from the physios, and that will be a worry. I wonder if he's just pulled up or whether he's feeling the effects of that strong challenge he put in.
Are they working on his face? I mean, initially I thought it was a knee or an ankle, but whether he's took a bang in the nose or a bang in the cheekbone.
Yeah, potentially. It's hard to see from here. The physio's kind of blocking him from view, but either way, the referee's stopped play, and the players down in front of us are getting some drinks on and some tactical instructions. But yeah,
Thomas, I'm getting a look at the pictures here. It's a nosebleed that Callum Butcher's got, so hopefully he'll be back in his feet in a moment or so. I think they're just spending a bit of time just checking him out, stemming the flow of the blood.
Thanks, Leanne. Yeah, Leanne got pictures in the studio back in Glasgow, so that's good from a Motherwell point of view, because it means there's no sign of a recurrence of his previous injury. It's just a dunt to the face. Stuart Kettlewell is signalling furiously to his players, but it's been, Lee, exactly the sort of start to the game you'd expect. It's been fast and furious.
Yeah, it's been very direct for both teams at the start. The game's starting to settle. I think Kilmarnock are looking probably more effective when they pass the ball. They've had a couple of half chances. Theo Blair block shot, Armstrong just there, again good save for the goalie. So I think as long as the game settles and both teams trying to pass it a little bit, there's two physical teams here. At the start it's been very direct and it's been second balls. Let's hope that we see a little bit of football, because both teams have shown from the start of the season that they can play football.
I have to say, Kilmarnock look as if they've got a bit more finesse at the top end of the pitch. When you think of Matthew Kennedy and Daniel Armstrong being kind of more natural wingers, you've got the running power of David Watson, and you've got the good link-up play and the partnership between Mario Watkins and Kyle Vassell. For Motherwell, I was intrigued to see how it would work. They're probably playing as three individuals at the minute, the front three, so maybe play a little bit closer together and try and build in the relationships.
Yeah, it's interesting. It seems to be Beard is the centre forward, although maybe chops and changes and rotates as it goes on, but he's been brilliant when he's played off the bench. 3 goals in 4 appearances. Really confident young player, and he wins the header here from the goal kick. Callum Butcher is okay to continue as we suspected. That update from Leanne. Kilmarnock win the ball though, and it's helped onto Kennedy on the left hand side, and his pass is intercepted as he went to go back to the left back Dees, but Wilkinson couldn't regather, so it'll be a Kilmarnock throw in. 0-0, 12 minutes played here at Rugby Park. Kilmarnock looking to go up into 4th place in the Scottish Premiership above Hearts. A point would do that. Obviously Hearts in League Cup semi-final action tomorrow afternoon against Rangers. I'll bring you full coverage of that tomorrow, and the first semi-final follows this game here on Sportsound on BBC Radio Scotland. Hibernian against Aberdeen, and of course we brought you Celtic's win over Ross County earlier as well. Finlay takes the throw in, flicked on by Dees. Again, it's a battle in that middle of the park, headed about, the ball still not touched the ground. Butcher helps it back, Watson then lashes it forward, Watkins can't get underneath it, it's still up in the air, still going up and up and up, and eventually it comes down, and McGinn forces it into a channel for Beirut to chase, and Finlay had to come across and stick it out for a throw in. But that was impressive amount of time, amount of touches that stayed off the AstroTurf. It's thrown into Payton on the edge of the box for Motherwell, holds off his man, then gives it to McGinn on the right hand side, dummies the cross, comes back on the left foot, fires the cross in. It's up from Spencer, who gets a head on it, but it was glancing. good 10 yards wide of the goal, goes behind for a goal kick. 0-0, 13.5 minutes played.
I think what's encouraging for Motherwell from that point of view in that attack is the number of bodies they had in the box. And sometimes when you're on a poor run and you're struggling a little bit, you take a step back as opposed to taking a step forward. So clearly the message from Stuart Kettlewell is anytime in the final third we're going to cross the ball, we're going to try and put it into the box and unnerve the Kilmarnock back line. So I need midfield players, I need opposite wing backs getting in. That will encourage him. It was Brodie Spencer that went for the header, however, maybe just a little bit more quality required.
Well, now Kyle Vassell is down in the Kilmarnock half getting some treatment from the physio, so it's all very bitty and disrupted, and it doesn't look as though, well, he's not got to his feet. He's still getting a...
This should be a massive blow, Thomas.
I think the signal's already arrived that I think his game's done. Derek McInnes was not furious at him, but he was furious with the situation and sat down in the huff a little bit because he knows how important he is to him.
Yeah, well, he's back to his feet, Vassell. He's kind of bobbing up and down, but he looks forlorn, as Stephen said. I wonder if he is going to continue. He's not walking towards the bench. There's no one being readied for replacement for Kilmarnock. Now he's walking towards the bench, but no one's out stripped and ready for Kilmarnock, so they'll be desperate to see if he can continue.
The armband's off. He's passing on the armband. He's coming on. This is a massive blow for Kilmarnock. He's been their talisman this season. He's a captain. He's actually started the game pretty well. He's been physical. He's been a threat in behind. He's coming off absolutely gutted. It looks like Innes Cameron coming on. Similar player, younger. Runs the channel, strong, just a little bit naive, needs a little bit more experience maybe, but what a game to come on in, and he was a bright prospect for the future.
Yeah, on comes Innes Cameron. It's massive shoes to fill. The Kilmarnock captain Kyle Vassell, and that has been the problem for Derek McInnes and Kilmarnock, that they've not had him available since they signed in January. He was decisive in their survival last season, but I think he got 4 and 4, close split, but he's not been able to string a run of 9, 10, 11, 12 games together, picking up injuries. He applauds the Kilmarnock fans, and he's going to go down the tunnel, and they'll hope that he can get back on the pitch very soon. And Kilmarnock have the throw-in over on the far side. It's midway through the Motherwell half. It's Kilmarnock 0, Motherwell 0, 16 played here at Rugby Park. The throw into the feet of Kennedy, back to Joe Wright. That's good play as he evades one Motherwell player. Down the right-hand touchline, Watkinson. It's a strong challenge again from Shane Blaney this time. Out for a throw-in, taken quickly. Armstrong fires the cross in, but it's very deep. So deep that it's over everyone, and Kelly allows it to bounce behind for a goal kick. Well, Motherwell unbeaten in their last 4 meetings against Kilmarnock, winning the last 2, but they've not won in their last 3 visits here to Rugby Park since Alan Campbell scored in a 1-0 win February 2021. A mark of Kilmarnock's strong home form, as we've discussed, since Derek McInnes arrived. Liam Kelly here lining up the goal kick, goes long. It's going to be right on top of Robbie Dees and Paul McGinn, and McGinn wins it, and it goes straight out for a Kilmarnock throw-in. Motherwell, well, it's been very tight in the opening 17 minutes. Motherwell just desperate to try and build some confidence. They were down early doors to Aberdeen on Wednesday night and did rally at the end, as they did magnificently last Saturday against Ross County in the last couple of minutes to take a point, and that's fired into the path of Beerett, but it isn't controlled by the Danish forward, and it goes through to Will Dennis. Kilmarnock this time going short rather than long, out to Stuart Finlay, left-hand corner of his own box, then into Lyons. All his goals this season have come here at Rugby Park, on to right on the right-hand side, and there's Armstrong right on the right-hand touchline. He's one-on-one with Spencer, goes beyond him, cross is cut out at the near side of the box. Then Motherwell fire it up to Beerett, who gets a header on it. Wilkinson then gets there to another header forward, but Kilmarnock get across, but it's a foul on Wilkinson, charged into as he jumped to head that ball, and Motherwell will get some players forward and try and get the ball into the Kilmarnock box, where they've had a bit of joy when they've done so far in the opening 18 minutes.
Blatant foul there from Stuart Finlay, just completely mistimed that. I think
it's the pitch.
Yeah, with the bounce of the ball.
Yeah, totally.
Yep.
Yeah, it can be awkward for players, and here is Spittle as the free kick's taken short. He's dinked it up to the right-hand side of the box where Beirut takes a lovely touch and puts it across to the 6-yard box, but Wilkinson wasn't alert enough to get across, and Kilmarnock and step in and clear, out for a throw-in.
Sorry, Thomas, I think that's the worrying bit. The cross is coming into the box and the centre forward standing on his heels. You said he's not expecting it. Well, that's why you're a centre forward on the pitch to score goals. You have to anticipate and be on the front foot.
Beirut did magnificently to take it down. Here's Payton with a cross with the right foot, and again Spencer arrives from deep, but he got his header all wrong and it's miles wide of the goal. But Motherwell getting plenty of joy when they put it to that back post area and get bodies in to try and get headers on it, but none of them on target so far. Route short to Mayo for Kilmarnock. Looks up, sends it long with the right boot. They go up to challenge. Again, Motherwell win it. Drops for Lyons, who gets a header on it. Watkins controls, puts it up in the air. It's not a great ball, but he gets his head back on it. Then onto Lyons on the edge of the box. Kennedy out to Dees on the left-hand side. He thinks about the cross, nudges it with a left foot to Kennedy, who miscontrols, and Harry Payton pounces. Then he fires it up to Beirut, who is beaten to by Finlay. Breaks from again, who puts it with the outside of the right boot into the channel for Beirut to chase. He passes it round the corner for Theo Bair, who can't get there ahead of the defender, who shepherds it back to his goalkeeper. And now the Kilmarnock defender, who I think is Joe Wright, is down injured, but he's back up. The goalkeeper helps his feet, and then the goalkeeper drops the ball there. No one near him though, he picks it back up. 0-0.
Yeah, you can just see that anytime Motherwell get a chance to lift their head and there's potentially a 1v1 situation, they're just throwing it in behind. They're trying to make it a race to see if Beirut has the pace on potentially Finlay or Theo Bair has the pace on Joe Wright. It's a tactic that basically they're trying to play percentage football, so it takes it further away from their goal. I think Stuart Kettlewell has came here this afternoon thinking if we can get a clean sheet, we'll see where it takes us, and I think that's the ploy so far.
Long from Will Dennis, the Kilmarnock goalkeeper again. There's Stramash in the middle of the pitch. Mother will come away with it. Spittle again looks for the run of Beirut, but again Kilmarnock, this time through Lewis Mayo, gets someone back to the goalkeeper Dennis, who goes long. Butcher wins the header, but then it drops for Innes Cameron, a substitute replacing Kyle Vassell. And now it's with Armstrong, who jinks in the field. He's going to wind up the shot. No, he goes for the pass. He was looking for Dees, I think, but it's miles in front of Dees, and it goes out for a throw-in on this near side. And just that lack of precision and quality in the final third for Kilmarnock.
He should have done better there. He's done great to receive the ball, hold the defender off. He's cut inside. He was looking for a simple switch of play to Robbie Dees to then put the ball in the box, but he just misplaced the pass and passed it out the pitch. I think Armstrong was under a little bit of pressure during the week. He was getting a little bit of stick from the fans, which he's been brilliant so far this season for me, and last season. He's just in a little bit of dip of form. Maybe it's a bit of confidence he's lacking at the moment.
Robbie Dees with a throw in for Kilmarnock. He strides forward a couple of paces, waiting for an option. Motherwell closing down the space. Kennedy goes short to Dees, infield to Lyons, who's now wearing the captain's armband for Kilmarnock after the departure of Vassell. Back to Finlay, knocks it into the centre circle for Mayo, out to Wright, and it looks like Wright often playing as a right back, and it's out to Armstrong again, and again he goes past Spencer, fires it in with the right foot. Again it's cut out at the near post. Lyons helps it into the penalty area, but it's miles away from Innes Cameron, and it bounces for Liam Kelly. And both sides, well, playing percentage football, I would suggest. I
have to say, Daniel Armstrong is so elusive because Brodie Spencer has to weigh up the law of averages. Does he allow Armstrong on his left foot where he can whip it in or have a shot, or do you try and send him down the line and then rely on your centre halves to defend across if it comes into the box? He's probably a little bit weaker with his right foot. A couple of times he's went down the outside. He doesn't really want to, Armstrong. He always wants to come on to his left, so that's just one of the intriguing battles throughout the game.
I was just watching that there, Craigs. Do you think he's overshowing him down the line? I know he wants him to get down the line.
Cross comes in from again, but
do you think he needs to do better stopping the cross? Sorry.
No, it's straight into the goalkeeper's arm, so on you go, Lee.
Yeah, he does. I think he's overemphasising it because he doesn't want him to go on his left. So the responsibility then is on Blaney, Butcher and Casey, even Paul McGinn at the back post to defend the cross. He's not getting as much height or as much purchase on it. I think he's hit the first man on 2 or 3 occasions.
Here's Kennedy dropping deep into the centre half position. He's been in really good form. Matty Kennedy, no goal, but he caused Aberdeen here all sorts of problems down the left hand side. Here come Kilmarnock. Watson out on the right, gives it to Watkins, who's peeled out to the touchline. Now Armstrong has come in right hand corner of the box. He's fired the shot on goal with the left foot, but it was straight at Liam Kelly, who claims it comfortably, and he's rolled it out along the AstroTurf to Paul McGinn, who comes up looking for the inside ball to Wilkinson. It goes for Bear, but a strong challenge comes in from right, and Kilmarnock have the ball again. Here's Lyons on halfway, gives it to Dees in the left back position, then to Kennedy. Socks roll down, jinks in field, then goes back as Wilkinson blocks the space in front of him. Then with the right foot he fires it over to Lewis Mayo, the right centre half. Left-footed pass onto the right-hand touchline, and Armstrong, who strokes it down to Joe Wright, who's made a run forward, and then it's cross again is blocked, and Blaney clears it downfield for Motherwell. Mayo's there, gets something on it, and now Bearett on the left-hand side, and here comes Spencer racing after it, and I think there's been a goal at Somerset Park.
Has indeed, Thomas. It's a goal for Ayr United. It's scored by Anton Dowd. He's had the ball in the net actually before that, caught in an offside position, and also he's been over eager and getting forward, caught in the offside position 2 or 3 times. No mistake that time, past one defender, and he rattled it from just inside the 18-yard box beyond Callum Ferry. It's Ayr United 1, Queen's Park 0.
Here's Lyons for Kilmarnock in the middle of the pitch. He's coming forward, he's driving towards the edge of the box, gives it to Watson, who tries to take it on the turn, but it goes to Spencer, and we can go to Arbroath, where there's also been a goal.
Certainly has, Thomas, and it's the away side, Partick Thistle taking the lead. It's a wonderful ball from McInroy, finding Fitzpatrick in the box, and a lovely little dink over the keeper to give Thistle a deserved lead. Here at Gayfield, it's Arbroath 0, Partick Thistle 1.
So goals coming in the Championship, none here at Rugby Park. Kilmarnock 0, Motherwell 0. We've played 25 minutes. Kilmarnock win the corner over on the far side. Armstrong plants the ball on the spot, and Kilmarnock just start to get the bodies up, and it's been nip and tuck so far in the opening quarter and a bit of this game. Armstrong's across, he's going to whip this in with the left foot. He had a shot moments ago which was straight at Kelly. Arm goes up, he's ready to take it. It's high, it's right into the edge of the 6-yard box. Motherwell get a head on it, but it's only up to the edge of the 6-yard box again. It bounces on the edge of the box. Payton gets a left foot on it down to Watson, who heads it first time back up the pitch. Then Spencer gets his head on it. It's back with Watson, who's got it at his feet. He's asking for a passing angle, doesn't get one. In the middle of the pitch, goes back to Kennedy on the right-hand side. Then the switch of play to Dees on the left. Checks back inside, goes back to Stuart Finlay. First time with the left foot, across to Mayo, the centre-back partner. Then Armstrong on the right-hand touchline, staying so wide, and again he's one-on-one with Spencer, gives it round the corner to Watson, who shimmies away on the right-hand side of the box, low cross, foot on it from Blaney, and Motherwell hack it just about clear, but Kilmarnock get bodies in the way. Lyons has it midway through the Motherwell half, out to Armstrong again on the right-hand side. He's come in and on the left. Spencer gets across. Armstrong dinks it in. Cameron's there. Motherwell get ahead on it. Drops from McGinn, who lashes it clear. Finlay steps in first time, but he's given it straight to Payton, who's then fired it to Bearett, who gets a first-time pass on into Wilkinson midway through the Kilmarnock half. He's got Bear to his left. A fantastic sliding challenge from Lyons, but it's fallen for Bear. Then Payton on the edge of the box winds up the right-footed shot, but he's dragged it well wide of goal. But Motherwell springing a decent counter-attack, 0-0.
Yeah, when you take it back, it's a terrific header at the back post from Dan Casey. Delightful little ball in from Daniel Armstrong. How often have we witnessed that? And if Casey doesn't get the touch, Innes Cameron's got a free header on goal, potentially could be 1-0 up. But then from that, Motherwell get a little chance. They have to break forward. Connor Wilkinson probably wanted far too long on the ball, and in the end, the shot from Harry Payton didn't threaten goal. And you can see one team's more cultured in the build-up, Kilmarnock. Motherwell a little bit more industrial.
0-0 here at Rugby Park, and Dennis goes long with the goal kick. It's going to go under from Motherwell to head clear, and Mayo goes after it, gets a right foot on it, but he's put it out on the far side. A reminder, if you're just tuning in, that Kyle Vassell, the Kilmarnock captain, has had to go off with injury. The Premiership's joint top scorer, where he was before the ball was kicked here this afternoon, but he's gone off 4 in his last 3. Big blow. Innes Cameron has come on the pitch, and Motherwell have the throw in over on the far side, taken by Blaney, up the touchline for Bear. Kilmarnock win the header, drops for Lyons, helps it forward with the right foot. Cameron wins the header, but there's no one in blue and white to receive it, and then Motherwell have to put it out for a throw in. Thrown by Armstrong to Watson, gives it back first time to Armstrong. Again, he's one-on-one with Spencer. Again, the fullback hesitant. It's infield now to Cameron. He's inside the box. Motherwell win back possession, and it's thumped off Blair Spittle by David Watson for another throw-in.
Armstrong's looking lively. He's getting the ball, he's managing to cut inside now, play little 1-2s, change the direction of his run and get it back. He looks like the talisman, or the guy that could create an opening for the first goal.
Spencer hacks it clear for Motherwell, flicked on by Wilkinson. Beerit's lost his footing as he looked to get on the end of that flick on. Kilmarnock clear, Blaney gets a head on it, bounces in the Motherwell box, but Spittle gets back and heads it into the arms of Liam Kelly. Kilmarnock looking, well, it was a decent run of fixtures for them. That's why the Wednesday defeat by St Johnstone was so disappointing after 2 straight wins here against Livingston and Aberdeen. They've got Hibs away to come next before the international break, then Ross County away, Hearts at home, Aberdeen away. Desperate to try and keep their place in the top 6. Motherwell coming forward now through McGinn into the box where Beirut holds off his man, looks to lay it off for McGinn, but Kilmarnock and Dees get in front of the ball, and then Dees waits for the contact from McGinn, goes down and gets the free kick inside his own box. 29.5 played, Kilmarnock 0, Motherwell 0. Still waiting for a real moment of quality. It's been few and far between. Armstrong's provided a few glimpses, but nothing pivotal in the opening half hour here at Rugby Park. Stuart Finlay, left foot, plays it across the back line to Mayo, then out to the right hand side, and Joe Wright up the touchline to Armstrong. They're looking to get him one-on-one when they can. He plays it with the outside of the right boot infield, but it's straight down the throat of Blaney, who clears it, and Beirut goes after it, and it's a Kilmarnock throw-in. They go back to the goalkeeper. Interesting, Stephen, to see how Beirut in action from the start, because he's been so lively off the bench and turned games for Motherwell.
Absolutely, it's incredible that someone on loan who's 20 years of age and has only played 4 games is so pivotal at this stage of the season. Stuart said ahead of the game, I think 3 goals and 3 assists in the minutes that he's had, about 115 prior to today. So listen, he's a good player, he needs a little bit of support. I think today so far he's been isolated a little bit. Wilkinson and Bayer, can they play a little bit closer to him?
Infield, Kennedy thought about the right-footed shot, but the space was closed down, helps on to Armstrong. He's got 3 players in front of him, but he gets into the box, but Spencer blocks his attempted cross across the box, and then it's out for a corner on the far side again, and Armstrong will take it himself, and he's going short to Kennedy on the near side of the box, gives it back to Armstrong in the corner of the box, tries to go down the outside, or he thinks about it at least, then comes back on the other foot. He's got 2 men in front of him, he's right on the touchline, he's still got the ball, and it's hit off the Motherwell player, kept it in. Armstrong gives it infield now to Kennedy, driving into the edge of the box, unleashes the left-footed shot, it's blocked. Wilkinson has it on the edge of the box for Motherwell, manages to get it clear to the centre circle while Watson wins the header. He's given it into the path of Finlay, who's driving away from Payton. Casey comes across and he's taken Finlay late and gives away the free kick, left-hand side of the box, and it's going to be the first booking of the afternoon for Dan Casey. It's
great play for Stuart Finlay. He's shown his pace there, being very direct, away up at the wide left wing area. But I don't know what I'm not sure what Casey's thinking there. He's not really going anywhere. He's running at full speed. He's about 10 yards for the touchline, and Casey's went to ground, diving in, making it actually really easy for Stuart Finlay to leave out a leg, get a bit of contact and get the foul. Set plays in this game, I think, are going to be massive. We touched on it before the game. 2 physical teams. Derek McInnes really well drilled on his set plays, always has been, even at the start of his Aberdeen days. I think set plays could play a part today.
Yeah, goals in the Championship. Thistle leading Arbroath there, leading Queen's Park goalless here at Rugby Park between Kilmarnock and Motherwell. But a chance here for Kilmarnock with a free kick, left-hand side of the box, about 10 yards in from the left-hand touchline. Armstrong is over it, as Kennedy, and the referee Matthew McDermott unhappy with some pushing and shoving going on in the penalty area, blows the whistle eventually. Kennedy puts the arm up. It's going to be the right foot of Matty Kennedy into the near post. It drops for a Kilmarnock player, Joe Wright, but Motherwell just about scramble it clear. Mayo steps in to take the ball ahead of Beirut. It comes back to Kennedy, left-hand side. His cross is blocked. Beirut takes, spins, and buys the free kick from Lewis Mayo, who complains to the referee Matthew McDermott. But Beirut going across to complain as well that he's got the decision. Motherwell free kick in their own half. Still Kilmarnock 0, Motherwell 0 here live on Sportsound on BBC Radio Scotland. The second commentary of the day after Celtic beat Ross County 3-0 up in Dingwall. They've got live action from Hampden to come as well. Hibs against Aberdeen League Cup semi-final.
Looks like a VAR check, maybe from the previous. Oh, it's
handball
a handball
check. Yeah, handball from that free kick.
I think it's over.
Yeah, been and gone. The Tannoy says no penalty, no screens here, of course, to let everyone know what's going on, but the Tannoy has
gets you excited, doesn't it, Thomas? It gets you excited, then it just lets you down.
Well, I didn't see anything initially, but it was a Stramash in there, so it was difficult. Bear wins the header from the Motherwell free kick, but it drops comfortably for Mayo, who takes a touch in plenty of space and lashes it out for a throw-in. We're still waiting for a breakout of some football and a bit of quality from both teams, but Motherwell 5 defeats in 6 on a poor run. Maybe just trying to make sure they stay in the game and keep it tight, because they've not managed to do that. 7 goals conceded in their last 2 against Ross County and Aberdeen. Wilkinson, and it's a free kick against Motherwell. Not sure what Wilkinson did there, maybe backing in. Maybe a Kilmarnock free kick.
I just look at whenever Motherwell attack, they're back 3 or staying back the pitch, and it's 3v1, so clearly there's going to be an overload somewhere else on the pitch. I just wonder, can Shane Blaney or Dan Casey step into the game?
Header won by Cameron on to Armstrong, and he tries to fire one into the box, but again it's blocked. Breaks for Spittle, who goes up the left hand touchline to Bear, misses it all the way through. Well, Dennis comes out of his box, chips it with a right foot high into the air. Cameron wins the header, but it bounces in front of Watkins and then runs behind him. And just wonder, Watkins and Vassell had already linked up really well in the opening sort of 15 minutes, and maybe not quite on the same wavelength, Watkins and Cameron, as those two have been. Scored 10 goals between them this season for Kilmarnock. Vassell off injured. Kelly, the Motherwell goalkeeper, takes it out of his hands, lashes it forward with the right foot long. Finlay wins the header for Kilmarnock, back from Butcher, then to the feet of Wilkinson. Gives it to Payton, middle of the pitch, centre circle. Payton right-footed pass to Spencer on the left-hand side. First time through a gap for Wilkinson, then back to Spencer, who's battling with Armstrong, who gets back really well, wins the ball, turns away from Spencer, then nips it inside. Really nice play from Danny Armstrong, gives it to Lyons, and then helps it on to Stuart Finlay. Left-footed pass back out to the right-hand side, where Joe Wright touches it into space. He's driving over halfway, fires it down the right-hand touchline, where David Watson will gather ahead of Blaney. And then he tries the cross, which comes off Blaney and goes behind for a corner. Much better building up from the back for Kilmarnock. 0-0, 36 played.
He does very well, David Watson. You know, having watched him, the minute the ball or the play starts to build up, he takes off and he finds himself in an area of the pitch. It's probably a little bit unusual for a centre midfield player, but he's willing, he's able, and he gets himself into a good area and wins another corner kick.
Corner, and it's going to be Kennedy this time who's going to take it. Armstrong's been taking them with a left foot. It looks like Kennedy's going to go over with a right foot this time. Change of approach from Kilmarnock as they try and make the breakthrough before half-time. It comes into the near post. Lyons header tipped away brilliantly by Liam Kelly. What a save from the Motherwell goalkeeper. He gets the congratulations of his teammates. That was as close as we've come to a goal.
Great timing of the run for Brad Lyons. He just darts to the front post, loses his man, gets a little bit of contact in it, but what a save for Kelly, putting it out for a corner to the other side.
And Armstrong will come out on the other side to take it. Left foot, again it's helped in right to the edge of the 6-yard box. Again it breaks for Stuart Finlay, but he's put it over the bar via a deflection. Another corner on this near side to Kilmarnock, who are putting the pressure on. 8 minutes to the break here at Rugby Park, live on Sports Sound. What a save that was from Liam Kelly. Instinctive stuff moments ago from Lyons. And Armstrong will get the chance once more to whip this in with his left foot. Here he goes. Cross comes in near post area again. Motherwell get the header away. It's back to Armstrong on the left-hand side. Helps it back into the back post. And then it's come all the way to the back where Watkins couldn't react. And it breaks out the box. Watson under pressure from Bearett. Dees goes back and there's going to be a foul given against Bearett. And then his shirt pulled. And the yellow card is shown to David Watson for that foul.
Second phase of that corner, come back out to Armstrong. What a ball he's put in. There was 3 Kilmarnock players all ready to attack it, put it in, hopefully for the first goal there, but great defensive header. Didn't see who it was, Callum Butcher maybe?
I think it was Callum Butcher.
Yeah.
And you can see why then Stuart's picked a strong physical team, because he knew coming here, if you analysed all Kilmarnock's goals down here, it either comes from a cross ball and open play or some sort of set play, a wide free kick or a corner. So you need to make sure you've got aggressive defenders or centre forwards who can come back and do a job. And touchwood so far for Motherwell, they've done okay. They've struggled and they've been under pressure, but they've managed to keep a clean sheet.
Liam Kelly, along with the right foot up to the edge of the box. And it's a header one. Dees is claiming it. There's been another goal at Somerset Park last we heard. Ayr United were in front. What's the latest, Chick Young?
It's another goal for Ayr United. It's another goal for Anton Dowds. There's a little free kick just floated in. He timed his run to perfection this time. Got offside a couple of times earlier before that first goal. This time he timed his run brilliantly. The faintest of touches actually just put it beyond Callum Ferry. Ayr United got a real grip in this game. They are 2-0 ahead against Queen's Park here at Somerset Park.
Bearitt controls on the edge of the box for Motherwell. It almost breaks for Bear. He tries to squeeze it to Payton. Kilmarnock give it away. Back to Bearitt. Wilkinson, 25 yards out. Gives it to McGinn on the right-hand side. Then infield to Payton. Plays it round the corner. McGinn tries to get on the end of it. And there's a sliding challenge from Dees, which prevents him and puts out for a throw-in on this near side. Still goalless. 39 minutes gone here at Rugby Park in this Premiership encounter. Motherwell will maybe try and launch this into the box from this throw-in. They've not really had an opportunity since that Theo Bair header early on, which he should have done better with. Headed it well over the bar. And here goes Casey with a throw-in, running from the advertising boards. Throws it in to the near post. Kilmarnock head on it. Outside the box, Payton gets on the ball though, and then he tries to go around the outside of Marley Watkins and just runs it out for a throw-in. And Kilmarnock will come away having defended the box relatively comfortably and relatively well, as they have done for the first 40 minutes of this game. 0-0. And interesting to see Motherwell, a lot of their games until recently have been decided by the old goal. Even when they were winning, they tended to win narrowly, and when they lost, they'll lose narrowly. Bair wins the ball from Motherwell, tries to give it to Payton, and then it breaks for Payton eventually. Right hand side, tries to go by Mayo, who wins the tackle and then clears with the left foot towards Watkins. It's over him. Cameron takes a touch and he's clattered into by Shane Blaney, who gives away the foul just over the halfway line. Cameron still on the deck. No brainer for the referee Matthew McDermott there.
He's done okay in his Cameron. You know, you spoke earlier about potentially the link up between Marley Watkins and Ennis Cameron, because Marley Watkins playing with Vizelle, he knows when the ball goes up he's probably going to win it, so he can gamble. Whereas with Cameron there's a little bit of indecision. Is he going to win it? Is he not? So that partnership will take a few minutes.
Armstrong comes in off the right hand side again, cross into the near post area, but again it's defended by Blaney, who's in the side for a rare start, just his second of the season, and he's able to clear it. He's done well. He's been tested because Armstrong's come in a lot off that right hand side and fired balls in. He had one shot as well, which was comfortably saved by Kelly, and it's a Motherwell throw in line with the edge of their own box, thrown up the touchline. Kilmarnock get their head on it. Lions battling with Payton. It bounces again. They go back in for another challenge. Again it's in the air. McGinn helps it forward to halfway. Bair lets it drop, but he's nudged Joe Wright in the process and given away a free kick on the halfway line. And you suspect it's crying out for a bit of composure, a bit of calmness, a bit of quality, Lee McCullough.
Yeah, a little bit of quality in the final third. I think Armstrong's been the one for Kilmarnock that's looked to make things happen. He's had his shot at goal, he's cutting inside now and going down outside, getting crosses in the box, just like the style that Kilmarnock play. Motherwell a little bit more conservative in this match, but still getting bodies in the box. I think we just need a goal in the game.
Free kick comes in from Kilmarnock. Cameron goes up, it's over him, and then Motherwell again just about get it away. It's back with Kilmarnock, help to Lyons, who gets his head on it just outside the box, and then he's caught late and gets the free kick right in line with the corner of the box. And this will be another opportunity for Kilmarnock to deliver from the right hand side.
A little bit naive there for Spencer. He's completely mistimed it. It's not an area in the pitch that you want to give Kilmarnock a free kick. You've got Armstrong and Kennedy over the ball. It's just at the edge wide of the 18-yard box, maybe about 22 yards out, and it's Armstrong territory, this.
Yeah, I wonder even if he would have a strike on goal with the left foot, given it's on the right in line with the right-hand corner of the box.
Aim for the back post. I think in this kind of area, aim for the back post. Ask your players to run across the line of the ball. If somebody gets in it, great. It could potentially go in or hit the post, and there's a second phase.
It's Kennedy and Armstrong over it. Kennedy puts the arm up, but it's going to be Armstrong with the left foot. He does go for goal, and it skims the top of the net. Liam Kelly was comfortable in letting it just fizz by him, and it goes over the top still. Kilmarnock 0, Motherwell 0.
Yeah, there's been a few warning signs for Motherwell throughout the first half. I think they knew coming here this afternoon that they are looking for a little bit of cohesion in the team. Stewart's made changes, hoping something will work for them. But they knew Kilmarnock would be strong. They'd put them under pressure. They'd have to defend their box. They'd have to ride their luck. And I think they've done that so far. First part of the job, get the half-time without conceding. When you're a team that's conceded 7 goals in the last 2 games, you've got to build confidence and belief and trust in each other as the game progresses. Get to half-time at 0. See if you can mix things up in the second half. Something like you can't keep going long all the time. Every time Motherwell get the ball to centre forwards, take off. Mix the game up, come short and try and link it up. Maybe that'll be the next stage in the second half.
Goalless here at Rugby Park. Ayr leading 2-0 at Somerset Park in the Championship. Partick Thistle leading at Arbroath as well. And Watkins wins it in the middle of the pitch for Kilmarnock, and it's back to Finlay, the defender, onto Dees, the left back, who's allowed that to run out of play, and Derek McInnes just has a shake of the head and a sigh, lapse in concentration from his left back Robbie Dees there. The board is about to go up to see how many added minutes. There was a delay for an injury to Callum Butcher, and Kyle Vassell had a VAR check as well for a potential handball. But that was over fairly sharply, so we'll see how many minutes, because we've played the 45 here at Rugby Park, still goalless in this Premiership encounter. Blaney plays it long, 4 minutes added. The fourth officials board reads. Baer helps it round the corner to Beirut, who then gives it first time to Wilkinson. He's moving up towards the left-hand corner of the box, gets the strike in, and it flashes by the far post. Dennis dived across, and that was close. There's been a goal at Starks Park. Amy Canavan.
There certainly has, Thomas, and it's went the way of the home side. Raith Rovers 1, Adrionians 0. Can't say it's not deserved. I think Raith have just slightly edged this. Has been a very, very entertaining encounter. And if you can hear behind me, the goal scorer was Callum Smith, but I have to say, Aidan Connolly, what a lovely little dummy, just allowing the ball to run through to Callum Smith, and he absolutely smashes it beyond Josh Ray, leaving him with absolutely no chance. We've got 2 minutes left of normal time, but we've had a lengthy injury delay here as well, so could be a late one. But it is Raith Rovers 1, Adrionians 0.
Here's Marley Watkins, right hand side of the box for Kilmarnock. He's come infield, lays it off to Lyons, whose space is closed down. It breaks the D's, then helps it to the left hand edge of the box, and Kennedy comes in on the right foot, looks for the back post area, and it's just over in his Cameron's head. He got up, it just went over him and out for a goal kick. 0-0.
Again, the wide men looking a threat. Kennedy this time cutting in. He's put a great cross in the box, aiming for that back post that Stephen was talking about, just outside the back post, and I don't think Armstrong could get there in time, because that's usually where you want your opposite winger coming into the back post for any sort of contact to get the goal.
I think he maybe just put too much on it. Sometimes in that area, just make sure it lands in an area that gives someone a chance to get after. We're just back to that Motherwell chance before Amy's goal at Starks Park. It's the first time probably Wilkinson and Bear have linked up. They've actually connected and made something happen, so that's got to be the platform for the second half.
Throw in now to come to Motherwell, on this near side. Beirut leaves it for Paul McGinn. We've played just about 2 of the 4 added at the end of this first half. Wilkinson's taking it for a run down the right-hand touchline. It's defended by Brad Lyons. Motherwell will get the throw in though, right next to the corner flag, and McGinn is maybe going to leave this for Dan Casey. He is, because Casey is going to use that heft he's got to throw it right into the penalty area, onto the edge of the 6-yard box. As Motherwell with our big players in there, Wilkinson, Baer, all up there. Payton offers a short option, but Casey does wind up, he does throw it in. Kilmarnock head on it, and it comes back to Casey. Right foot, side foot, helps it into the box. Again, it's a Kilmarnock head on it, comes back in from Baer, and then it's bobbling about, and Baer, it gets a strike. The volley, it dropped for him. It was well over the bar, but he took it nicely. Kilmarnock caught not clearing their box. Close from Mika Beirut, but 0-0.
Yeah, nobody'd really taken responsibility there. I think it was a tough one to clear. They just didn't get enough purchase on the header. And Beirith sort of on the spin, it's a definite half chance. On the spin, difficult technique to master that, facing away for a goal, but he's unlucky, it was just over the bar.
I've got to say, he's sniffing about, hoping something's going to drop. We've criticised or spoke about Conor Wilkinson a couple of times being very reactive. He's proactive, he's always sniffing about. It's a wonderful spin and strike, unfortunately for him and for Motherwell. Can't keep it down.
Bear on halfway gets it to Pate, and he's under pressure from Watson, who gets about the park so well. And then Motherwell try and play it down the left for Spencer, but it just trickles out for a throw into Kilmarnock. And I'm sure Stuart Kettlewell, as Stephen Craigan just touched on, will be content to get to half time with a clean sheet and maybe reassess and try and build on things in the second half after conceding 7 in their last 2 in the week. 5 defeats in 6 for Motherwell. They've been competitive. Kilmarnock throw in down the touchline. Blaney heads it away. Bear flicks it to Wilkinson. Bear gets it back and he's launched it forward for Bearett, and it forces Finlay to come across and put it out for a throw in on the far side this time for Motherwell. Bearett wants to get on with it, but he won't have the chance because that is the half-time whistle. Dennett McInnes jogs down the tunnel, closely followed by Motherwell boss Stuart Kettlewell. It's been closely fought as we anticipated. It's been a battle. There's not been a huge amount of quality or chances. Theo Bear's header in the first couple of minutes for Motherwell, he should have done better at the back post, put it over. Armstrong's had a few shots, one straight at Kelly, the other riffled the top of the net from a free kick. Lyons had a header, that was probably the best chance. Header, which was brilliantly saved by Liam Kelly. Wilkinson and Bearett have had shots wide of the target in the last few minutes for Motherwell, but no goals here at Rugby Park in the first half. It's half time. It's Kilmarnock 0, Motherwell 0.
On digital radio,
FM,
online at BBC Sport Scotland,
your smart speaker,
and BBC Sounds.
This is Sport Sound from BBC Radio Scotland.
Scottish football lives here.
Join me, Nicola Meehan, for The Culture Scene.
I've got such a brilliant cast.
These are songs that have lived in my head for a year plus.
A collection of highlights from BBC Radio Scotland's afternoon show.
Really celebrating culture now.
We'll feature interviews with some of Scotland's most talented artists across books, theatre, comedy, music, visual arts, film, TV and more.
It's a joy to get to play somewhere like that.
I pressed play and record and I interviewed Grace Jones lying having a bath.
And we'll keep you across the many events, gigs and exhibitions going on throughout Scotland.
I wanted to be a curator since I've been aged 4. I'm blaming my grandmother.
The Culture Scene. Listen on BBC Sounds.
We kicked off on Sports Sound with a lunchtime kick-off from Dingwall. That finished Ross County 0, Celtic 3, as we've just been hearing from our second commentary of the day. Half-time Kilmarnock 0, Motherwell 0. We'll get the championship half-times for you in just a minute. In League 1, Annan 1, Kelty Hearts 1, Cove Rangers 0, Hamilton Accies 0, Edinburgh City 1, Montrose 2, Queen of the South 1, Falkirk 1, Stirling Albion 0, Alloa Athletic 1. In League 2, Clyde 0, Spartans 2, Dumbarton 2, Bonnyrigg Rose 0, Forfar 1, Stenhousemuir 1, Peterhead 1, East Fife 0, Stranraer 2, Elgin City 0. And in England, the lunchtime kick-off finished Fulham 0, Manchester United 1. In the 3 o'clock starts, Brentford 1, West Ham United 2, Burnley 0, Crystal Palace 1, Everton 1, Brighton 0, Manchester City 3, Bournemouth 0, Sheffield United 0, Wolves 0. The 5:30 kick-off, Newcastle United against Arsenal. And a reminder, 5:15, the first of the League Cup semi-finals live from Hampden Park. Should be an absolute cracker. That is Hibs against Aberdeen. Full commentary to come on Sports Sound. Together with our top flight coverage this afternoon, we also have reporters at all 4 championship games for you. Let's then get to the big one. The leaders, Dundee United, at home to Inverness Cally Thistle. There for us, Rory Loy.
Yes, indeed, Kenny. It's been a bit of a mixed bag here. Both sides shown real moments of quality and good passages of play, but it's been mixed in with poor decision making at times and a lack of cutting edge. All the action came in 30 seconds, within 30 seconds, on the 9th minute. Sybil sliding tackle on Nathan Shaw after his dancing feet got him round a few players. It was a last-ditch tackle to stop getting a shot on goal, straight up the other end, and Fotheringham tested Ridgers for the first time with a low shot, which was well saved and held on to. In the 12th minute there was a penalty claim, and Moult felt he was dragged to the ground by Danny Devine. However, play was waved on. There have been a few shouts for penalties in this game, but I have to say, after spending so much time in the top flight with VAR, it was refreshing to see the game just continue at times. Although I have to say, the foul on Glenn Middleton halfway through the half did look a penalty by Carson. In the 26th minute, Sybil shot from 25 yards was easily held by Ridgers before Anderson at the other end put in Billy Mackay, another ex-Dundee United forward who really should have scored, and you would expect him to score. Fantastic finisher, but Jack Walton saved with his feet. From the resulting corner, Danny Devine had a gilt-edged chance 6 yards out, lost his runner and Holt headed over the bar when he really should have scored. And in the 34th minute, Louis Moult was culpable of the same crime at the other end. Sybil stole the ball in the middle of the pitch. He played Tony Watt down the left hand side, he squared it, and Moult, with a goal at his mercy, managed to hit the ball wide. A man in form, you would have expected better. And then another massive chance right at the end of the half. A Middleton corner was headed towards goal by Kevin Holt, who's been quite prolific from centre back this year for Dundee United. The ball was parried out to McMahon, who again with a goal at his mercy managed to fire over from 6 yards out, goalkeeper on the ground. Should have been goals at either end. There hasn't been any, but a thoroughly entertaining game sees league leaders Dundee United being held at half-time by Inverness. It's 0-0.
Hot on the heels of Dundee United are Raith Rovers. There at home to Airdrie this afternoon. There for us, Amy Canavan.
Yeah, Ken, it's been a thoroughly entertaining end-to-end encounter at Starks Park, as you'd probably expect, but it's just been slightly overshadowed by a rather worrying injury to Mason Hancock. The Airdrie defender was stretchered off. Just a rather accidental clash, it appeared, on the far side, but distressing scenes in an otherwise cracking game that Raith Rovers do lead thanks to Callum Smith's rather ferocious finish. The lively striker hammering home beyond Joshua Ray with a first-time finish. Opportunity created down the right-hand side by Aidan Connolly's very, very clever and cute little dummy, just wiping out substitute Liam McStravick out of the game. Can't say it wasn't deserved. I do think that Raith have just edged this one. Sam Stanton, what a start to the season he's had. He's been very impressive. First he shot his drilled effort from about 20 yards out, just skim inches wide, before his curling shot from just inside the area was then palmed away by Joshua Ray. Lewis Vaughan as well rather acrobatically tried to steer home from very close range, but fantastic reflexes from the goalkeeper denied the homegrown favourite. The visitors twice have had the woodwork struggling though. Firstly through Todorov, he smacked a shot off the crossbar before Rhys McCabe, player manager, on the volley looked destined to slip it just inside the post, but a rather superb save from Kevin Dabrowski to touch it onto the post denied him. Very enjoyable 45 minutes in Kirkcaldy, where at half time it is Raith Rovers 1, Airdrieonians 0.
Let's then get to Gayfield Arbroath at home to Partick Thistle, and there for us, Derek Ferguson.
Yeah, Kenny Arbroath 0, Partick Thistle 1 at the moment. Both teams started the game, Kenny, very competitively, as you would expect. The best chance early on falling to Thistle in 13 minutes. It was Williams striding forward, finding Graham at the back post area. It looked a goal all the way, I've got to say, but Gasson in goal producing a marvellous save. Thistle started to dictate and got the opening goal, there at 23 minutes. It was McInroy with a clever pass, finding Aidan Fitzpatrick bursting into the box, then cool as you like, dinking the ball over Gasson into the back of the net. Thistle's Graham, always a threat, tested Gaston. His goal again on 34 minutes with a pile driver of a shot. Good save again by Gaston and goal. Arbroath a little bit more direct in their play, were unlucky not to equalise just before the break. It was Jay Bird forcing his way into the box, but dragging his shot just wide of the target. So Thistle in the driving seat at the moment. Arbroath 0, Partick Thistle 1.
Thank you to Derek Ferguson. Let's then get to Somerset Park. United against Queen's Park, and at last Chick Young delivers goals. Chick.
And promises, Kenny. I told you we're coming, and I've come from Ayr United, and I have to say Queen's Park do look a shadow of the team who flirted with promotion to the Premiership last season. But Ayr United, there's an energy about them, there's a hunger about them. 2 goals from Anton Dowds in the first half. The first one set up by his striking partner Hakeem Rose, who looks a real handful. The second one was the slightest of touches on the end of a Jamie Murphy free kick with his head, got it beyond Callum Ferry, and I have to say Ayr United with a real grip on this match. I'll be stunned if they don't go on and take all 3 points, indeed score again. Queen's Park, nothing like the team who rocked this division last season, I have to say. It's Ayr United 2-0 ahead, and we're just kicking off the second half right now.
Thank you to Chick Young. That's you right up to date with all the score lines across Scotland this afternoon. Let's then get to Hampden Park, the National Stadium. Really looking forward to this one, the first of the Viaplay Cup semi-finals. This one looks a very tough one to call, you'd have to say. Our match commentator there is Liam McLeod. Hibs against Aberdeen, Liam, should be a cracker.
Yeah, it should be, and as you hint at there, it could be pretty tight as well. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a long one, if it goes into the evening, extra time and penalties, because Aberdeen and Hibs, there's not much between them, is there? And they've both made pretty spluttering starts to their seasons, I think it's fair to say, on all fronts across the board. Aberdeen with a really important victory against Motherwell on Wednesday evening after an insipid performance at Kilmarnock last week off the back of that late disappointment against PAOK in Europe. And for Hibs, well, they were 2-0 up against Ross County with a much changed team, with Nick Montgomery keeping an eye on this one, obviously, but they end up shipping a couple of points late on. Jordan White with the equaliser in the 2-2 draw with Ross County, and Hibs coming off the back as well into that game of a really promising performance against the champion Celtic, holding them to a draw in the capital last week. But it's been Hibs who've been the better side in this fixture recently. Aberdeen haven't beaten them in a year. That was the 4-1 victory at Pittodrie, but it's been all about Hibs really since then. They've already beaten them this season, 2-0 at Pittodrie. So yeah, Kenny, it's potentially a classic in the making here between two of Scottish football's big clubs here, and an opportunity for one of them to get into that final on December the 17th. And let's make no mistake about it, Kenny, this is one of, if not so far, the biggest game of the season for these two. There's no doubt about it, when they've realistically only got the chance of winning one of the major domestic cup competitions. This is a semi-final in one of them. For one, it will be the chance to go for glory next month. For the other, it could well be the start of a winter of discontent. We will see here at the National Stadium some of the supporters, the early arrivals, beginning to make their way inside Hampden.
Yeah, no doubt about that, Liam. Really looking forward to it. It's a huge game for both clubs. We'll get back to Liam round about 5 o'clock when the game finishes at Rugby Park. We'll get the team news, all important team news from our big match commentator, Liam McLeod there. We were having a wee chat off air, Leanne. I was saying to you that Hibs are down as favourites tonight, and I wondered about that, but when you hear Liam talking about the recent record, that probably explains it. Yeah, no, you can understand that. That's why he's the main man, isn't he, when it comes to stats and keeping us both informed. We're just sitting in the studio talking nonsense, clearly. But I don't know if it'll be as clear-cut as that in terms of there being an out-and-out favourite. I think when it comes to semi-finals and final, to a degree, any sort of previous form and records don't speak for very much to a degree. So not too much between these sides this season in terms of form and performances. They've both blown hot and cold, I think, in certain moments, certain games. They've looked like a reinvented side, and then we look at them a couple of weeks later and you can still pick the same flaws. So what will be interesting is what version of either side turns up today. On their day, I think they can both be very good, as we've seen, but I mentioned earlier on in the show, I think both have got pretty poor defensive records when it comes to keeping clean sheets. So it should be a good game. Yeah, not that I'm a little bit jealous of the guys at Hampden. Yeah, I just love a special occasion at the National Stadium. You did call this one so far, Leanne. We chatted before this game at Rugby Park. You said it would be very, very tight, and that has proven to be the case. The home side ahead on possession, but 8 shots apiece, just the 2 shots on target for the home side. Yeah, it's not great when you look at the stats. You know, it's sounded, you know, and looked from the studio, from what I'm seeing, an okay game, but I just feel I don't know what it is about Motherwell just now in particular. Not that they've lost their way, I don't know if it's just the fact they've had to change the team. Let's bring Stephen in on that. Yeah. Stephen Craig, what do you think, Steve? We were on a wee chat off there. That it's just difficult to put your finger on why things have changed in recent weeks for Motherwell.
Well, clearly after those 3 good games where they didn't pick up a point, St Mirren, Celtic and Rangers, where they played very well and they got a lot of plaudits, it's kind of gone downhill since then. You know, they have been struggling to score goals, albeit they've scored 5 in the last 2 games, but prior to that I think they'd get 7 and 9, so they lack a real goal threat at the top end of the pitch. And Stuart has tried something different today. He's tried to come up with a formula, a system that would allow him to get 3 centre forwards or 3 attacking players onto the pitch. Now they've only linked up once in the game, and Connor Wilkinson had the shot wide of the goal, so that's something he has to try and emphasise at half time. Can you 3 play together a little bit more, rather than one stuck out in the right, one stuck out in the left, and one stuck up the middle of the zone? That when the ball goes forward, the 3 have to be in close proximity. However, what they also have to do, I think, as the game progresses, is mix the game up a little bit. Every time they get the ball, whether it's Blair Spittle or Harry Payton or Paul McGinn, they're just wanting to lump it forward into a channel. Kilmarnock can read that. They're stepping off and they're assuming the ball's coming down your throat. So maybe mix it up a little bit. Shape as if you're going to go long, come short, and give the central defenders and the full-back something to think about to see if they can then pose a threat. But Stuart will be delighted. Half-time 0-0. Now can they be a little bit better going forward in the final third?
Yeah, do you think, Stephen, it's maybe a psychological thing as well? When you come off the back of those 3 games that you mentioned, played well, didn't pick up a point, then you look at the next 3 games, you're maybe thinking we could get close to maximum. They've only taken 1 point. It maybe is a bit of a fear factor kind of kicked in now for Motherwell, where they're thinking, oh, are we as good as we thought we were?
Totally, Leanne. But then what happens is you play further away from your own goal. You don't take any risks, and you play percentage
that's
football.
What it looks like. That's what it looks like.
Well, that's what's happening.
Well, we'll find out how this plays out in the second half. A reminder, we will cross the Hampden in about an hour's time, but let's get back to Premiership action. Kilmarnock against Motherwell with Lee McCulloch, Stephen Craigan and Thomas Duncan.
Thanks, Kenny. Both sets of players back out. Motherwell ready to kick off. They're going to shoot from right to left towards the Chadwick stand, which is housing their own supporters. No changes that we can see at this point for either side. So Kilmarnock, with just that one change that they had to make in the first half, with Kyle Vassell coming off for Innes Cameron, the captain going off injured, top goal scorer, a huge blow. But they've still been decent. Kilmarnock had more efforts on target in that first half. Motherwell will be happy they've kept the back door shut for now, and they get things underway. It goes back to Blaney, who sends it long diagonally with the left foot. Bayer gets a flick on, and then Bierek gets another flick, but it bounces, and Kilmarnock can clear down as far as Watkins, who takes it on the chest. It goes to Kennedy, who's trying to run away from McGinn, but McGinn gets a foot in, wins it back for Motherwell. And I wonder if that first half, Stephen Craigan will just have maybe restored a bit of confidence in Motherwell ranks.
Well, it will have the fact that they haven't conceded a goal. Now the next part of the game, can you be better on the ball? Can you make better choices? Dan Casey's just passed the ball to the pitch, so make sure your first pass gets to your teammate and then try and build some momentum and a style of play.
Spittle forward with the right foot, but it's straight out. And Kilmarnock, well, Lee, I'm sure they'll just be looking to get Armstrong and Kennedy on the ball as much as they can again.
Yeah, I think they'll be happy with the first half, the way it's went. Sorry, I was just watching the game. As Kennedy and Armstrong looking the most dangerous men, they're putting loads of crosses in the box. They're working ever so hard to get back and help the full-backs, just like there. Danny Armstrong making a 50-yard run to go back and help right out there. So they've got the work ethic. They just need a little bit, a couple of percent more in the final third, just that little bit of quality.
Motherwell have the throw in over on this near side. Wilkinson won it, and it's Brodie Spencer who's got the ball in his arms. It's in line with the edge of the Kilmarnock box. He's putting his gesturing for them to go deeper into the box. He's going to throw this in. Here it comes into the near post, flicked on, bounces in there for Wilkinson. He's facing away from goal. He's out to the edge of the box. Spittle tries to thread it through for Bayer, but they get an interception, Kilmarnock, and then they've up the pitch. Cameron lays it off for Watkins, who exits the centre circle. He's up towards the box now, out to the left hand side. He passes it to Kennedy, who's one-on-one now with Payton. He goes to the byline, gets to cross him with the left foot. Lyons is there, and it's headed straight at Liam Kelly. Watkins and Lyons were lurking. Lyons got the header on it again for the second time, but once again Liam Kelly makes the save. 0-0.
Great play again for Matty Kennedy in the left wing, just going in the outside his man this time, lifting up to the back post. Lyons makes a great run in the box for midfield. He just couldn't get enough purchase on it. I think he was standing still a little bit and he couldn't get the power to direct it into the corner, but brilliant again for Kennedy.
Yeah, 3 goals this season, Brad Lyons. They've all come here at Rugby Park, including that winner on the opening day against Rangers. Getting himself forward into good areas. It's Motherwell who have the ball here now though. Paul McGinn, he's chipped it up towards the edge of the box where Bierek challenges one-on-one with Mayo, but the defender just managed to stand his ground and cause Bierek to kind of miss it, and it goes behind for a goal kick.
I mean, that's ambitious, because Joe Wright as a centre half doesn't mind the ball getting in the air, he's physically probably a little bit stronger than Beareth, and he's a bit taller. So Paul McGinn has to have a bit more finesse in his pass. Can he drop it into his chest rather than trying to force it over the top of the defender when there's no room to work in? Just back to the Kilmarnock chance. Harry Payton found himself in an area of the pitch he didn't want to be in, which is a right full-back area, and Matty Kennedy just squared him up, moved the ball a yard and put a cross in. So Motherwell have to be careful.
Lyons takes it in there, right foot across to Dees on the left-hand side, infield to Kennedy, who's moving back out towards the left-hand touchline, gives it to Dees, who's on the touchline, pass low to the edge of the box, and Watkins, who gets the strike in straight at Kelly, spilled it, Watson with a rebound, it's saved again, pulls it back, and it's stroked into the back of the net by Innes Cameron. He capitalises on uncertainty in the Motherwell box, and Kilmarnock have the breakthrough, and you have to say it's probably just about deserved. Kilmarnock 1, Motherwell 0.
I think it's very much deserved. They going in the first half show, and I think Kilmarnock looked the more likely to get the goal. There was about 4 or 5 different phases to that. I think Liam Kelly's got to do better with the initial shot. He spilt it, it's come back out to the substitute, Innes Cameron, and he just tapped into the roof of the net. More than deserved for Kilmarnock, in my opinion.
It's one of those ones where they had the warning sign at the 2 minutes before it when the cross came into the box. So Kilmarnock, when they counter-attack or they get themselves in the wide area, they're a real threat. And Derek McInnes, when he lost Kyle Vassell, he was a little bit deflated, a little bit frustrated. Well, if you're a substitute coming on, you have to go on and make an impact. You have to go on and take that responsibility as the big number 9, and Innes Cameron will be absolutely delighted. An easier goal he won't score.
His first in the league this season, third overall. He got a couple in the League Cup group stages when he got more game time, and that was a calm finish high into the roof of Liam Kelly's net. But Liam Kelly, you'll really be disappointed that he didn't hold that shot, because that's what caused the scramble in the box. And then he made another save from Watson, but couldn't prevent the second, and Kilmarnock come up the pitch. There's been a goal at Tannadice where Dundee United are playing Inverness. Rory Lloyd.
Yes, indeed, there has, Thomas, and it's come against the run of play in this second half. In Inverness, the visitors have taken the lead. Some slack play in the middle of the pitch from Dundee United. Saw a short pass break to Cameron Harper, who flew down the left-hand side, and not only that, he lifted his head, managed to pick out Nathan Shaw, who took one touch and slotted it home for 1-0 Inverness.
Thanks, Rory. The leaders in a spot of bother, Dundee United, in the Championship. We'll keep you up to date with the 4 games in the second tier. Goals as they come in, and it's Kilmarnock who have the breakthrough here at Rugby Park. 4 minutes into the second half, Innes Cameron tucking the ball away from inside the penalty area as it broke to him. The substitute replaced Kyle Vassell. Big moment for him, and Kilmarnock go long. It's cleared by Motherwell. Kilmarnock send it back. Armstrong flicks it into the path of Watkins, but Blaney gets across and nods it out for a throw in on this near side. Kennedy receives it, gives it to Armstrong on the right hand side, tries to jink between 2 Motherwell players, but it's blocked. It breaks for Payton, who sends it up to Bearett with the left foot, chests it down, just gets his pass away back to Payton, then gives it to McGinn, who's in the centre circle. He's driving forward, he's got Casey on the overlap, he finds him, right hand touchline, cross blocked, throw in. Good intent from Dan Casey to get up on the outside there.
And now they have to find something different. Motherwell, I don't think the long ball or the direct ball straight up the pitch is going to work anymore. Kilmarnock are quite happy, or will be happy, just to see that coming all day long. So the front 3 now have to mix it up. Does a manager mix it up? Does he make a change somewhere? But something has to change for them.
Throw into the feet of McGinn. Motherwell, the crossing opportunity, and it's blocked out for a throw in. Quickly, Chick Young goal at Somerset Park.
And it's a goal for Queen's Park. It could be back into this. It's a corner on the left side, and it's Alex Bannon with a fine header, simple header, just put it beyond the goalkeeper. They're back in it. It's Ayr United 2, Queen's Park 1.
Thanks, Chick. Motherwell just win the corner here. Cross comes in, and it takes a deflection off Robbie Dees. He thought he'd kept it in on the byline, but the far side linesman put his flag up, so Motherwell have a corner. They trail by a goal to 0. 52 minutes gone here at Rugby Park, and Spencer and Motherwell will have the chance to. They've got bodies in the 6-yard box. Spittle's in there, it comes into the near post, and it's missed by everyone. Takes one bounce and skips away out for a goal kick on the far side, but well, Stephen Craig, and that was a good delivery.
Terrific delivery, misses everybody. Theo Bair, I just think he has to get on the end of it. You're talking about anticipating the ball coming into your area. That's why you're there.
And here's Watkins right inside of the box for Kilmarnock. Takes it inside the defender, takes a shot on goal, and he's flashed it by the far post. He's on his knees, hands on his head. What a chance, Marley Watkins. It remains 1-0 Kilmarnock.
It was a quick break for the goal kick. Feeding that man Armstrong again. It was a great ball with outside his foot just to play Watkins in 1v1 just for the corner of the box. He's chopped back in, hit a shot with his left foot, and it just went past the post. Tremendous play for Kilmarnock.
So close from Marley Watkins. Scored here on Sunday against Aberdeen. Robbed Gartenmann on the edge of the box and finished really nicely. That one wasn't far away. Long from Kelly. Bearett tries to get on the end of it. He's battling. He's worked hard up there, but not much falling for him. Payton gets stuck in the middle of the pitch with Watkins, who's come away with the ball brilliantly and then won the free kick. It's superb from the centre forward. Kilmarnock have the free kick just inside their own half. They lead by a goal to nil, and we know how important the first goal is in this league. So often the team that can nudge themselves in front go on to secure the victory. Kelly at the moment on course for a third straight home win. Switch of play out to Armstrong, who wins the header. Cameron now on this right hand touchline, gives it back to Armstrong, tries to take it inside Bair, who won the ball, and then he's tried to go outside Armstrong, who's battled really well and won the ball, and then he tried to weave away from Bair, but he's taken it out the pitch. And the referee has blown the whistle and wants the throw-in taken back there, and it's Blaney who comes across to take it, and I wonder how long it'll be before Stuart Kettlewell thinks about a change. Here it breaks for Payton in the middle of the pitch. He goes long, flicked on by Bair to Bearett, left hand corner of the box. He's controlled it on the chest, and he's played it over the top. Wilkinson's lurking. Good defensive header from Kilmarnock in the box, breaks back for Bearett on the left hand side. Cross is cleared by Stuart Finlay out for a throw in. Better from Motherwell.
He's been the bright spark, hasn't he? You know, he hasn't had an awful lot of service. Anything he's had to chase after. He's had to make it happen for himself, but when he lands in possession and he faces defenders up with the balls bouncing about, it's as if he's a step ahead of some players and he's trying to make things happen. So a little bit of support for him.
Throw in. Spencer is drying the ball. He's going to launch this in. Dan Casey's trotting up. Spencer's going to wind up and take this. He's going to throw it into the box. Flicked on by a Kilmarnock head and then lashed away by Watson. Spencer's going to let it bounce. He tries to control it in the touchline. It goes out, and Armstrong claims for the Kelly throw in. It's going to go to Motherwell. It's thrown forward by Spencer. Looks to get on with it. Bair comes across, back out. There's been a goal at Tannadice. Rory Loy quickly.
Yes, Thomas, it's an equaliser, and it's Kevin Holt once again for Dundee United from a Kai Fothering corner. Gets the run on his marker. Absolutely bullets past Mark Ridgers. It's game on. It's one apiece.
Throw in comes from Spencer from Motherwell into the near post. Again, it's headed away by Kilmarnock to the edge, and then it's cleared first time by Armstrong up into the air. Motherwell send it back. It's bubbling about in the middle of the pitch. Kennedy gets something on it, and then he's helped it over the head of Payton, and Dees has run onto it, controls it off the thigh. He's up towards the edge of the box. Robbie Dees puts the head down, tries to cross. It's deflected into the path of Watkins. Kelly just gets there in time to make the block. Watkins looking dangerous in and around the penalty area. Bair tries to hold it up, and Watson comes across, gets the foot in, out for a Motherwell throw in. It's Kilmarnock 1, Motherwell 0, 56 played.
Robbie Dees doing great there, bursting forward at pace, showing great desire to get forward. The ball just broke in between the goalie and Marley Watkins. He just doesn't manage to get any contact on it. If he takes a touch in that, he potentially could have scored Kilmarnock's second goal.
Here's Bearett, left hand side, jinking in on the right foot, and he's lifted it to the back post where McGinn's scrambling across, as is Dees. Lets it go behind for a goal kick to Kilmarnock, and they have the lead here. And there's been a goal at Starks Park. Amy Canavan, what's happening?
Yeah, Raith Rovers have lost their lead, Thomas. It is Raith Rovers 1, Adrionians 1. Corner swung in to the near post, and we think that it is Nikolai Todorov who has just managed to somehow poke it beyond Kevin Dabrowski, a very congested box, but he was certainly celebrating and shushing the Raith Rovers fans, so we think that it is him who has scored. But it is Raith Rovers 1, Adrionians 1.
Thanks, Amy. Motherwell with some defending to do. Butcher nods it back to Goalkeeper Liam Kelly's in the Championship. Partick Thistle leading Arbroath by a goal to nil. 2-1 Ayr United against Queen's Park. Dundee United level now with Inverness Cally Thistle 1-1 at Tannadice. And now, as Amy was just telling us, Raith Rovers 1, Ayr Unions 1. Kilmarnock leading by a goal to nil here in the Premiership. Celtic beating Ross County and Dingwall 3-0 earlier. And we'll get straight to Hampden after this game has finished for the League Cup semi-final between Hibernian and Aberdeen. Big afternoon here on Sports Sound on BBC Radio Scotland. Kilmarnock clear it down the field. Butcher's underneath it with a head, gives it to Casey, who helps it forward. It's over Wilkinson. Lyons, the Kilmarnock midfielder, comes away with it, and it's on to Armstrong. Slightly heavy touch, but gets away with it in the centre circle, and his pass is intercepted. Him again is on the rampage now. He's up towards the edge of the box. He's dummied us into the box. It's Paul McGinn for Motherwell, and he can't beat the goalkeeper, Dennis. It's a team finish. It's a wonderful run from the Motherwell defender, but he can't find the back of the net at the end.
Well, it comes from a blind pass in midfield from Mary Kennedy. Paul McGinn intercepts it terrifically well, and then it just opens up for him. He goes 1-on-1, I think, against Joe Wright, skips into the box, and you think to yourself, go on, have a little bit of composure. Couldn't generate the power with his left foot from 14-15 yards, and a big let-off for Kilmarnock.
And there's been a goal at Gayfield. Derek Ferguson.
Yeah, and it's Thomas as a second for Partick Thistle. Same combination. McInroy, brilliant play wide in this right side of the park, then feeding in Aidan Fitzpatrick. And I tell you what a finish. 1v1 with the keeper, but he made no mistake. Arbroath 0, Partick Thistle 2.
Thanks, Derek. And it's in field now for Kilmarnock as they come forward, and Kennedy, so influential, fires it forward for Watkins, who's dropped in. His touch is heavy, but Kilmarnock have it back through Watson, but then it doesn't break for Cameron. Motherwell clear, but it's deflected. It's already scrappy. Watson controls in the middle of the pitch, is moving towards the edge of the box, comes in field, right-footed shot blocked, comes back to Watson facing away from goal, right-footed pass to the right-hand corner of the box. Armstrong trying to take on Spencer, gets the right-footed cross in, Blaney heads, and then it's poorly controlled on the edge of the box by Wilkinson. Exasperation from Stuart Kettlewell in the dugout. Watson's cross, Cameron's header, Kelly clutches it, saved. Cameron close to a second. Motherwell survive, still 1-0.
Yeah, again, Kilmarnock getting it in the wide areas. Watson, what a ball in that is. And as Cameron, maybe giving him the benefit of the doubt, it was maybe just half a yard behind him. But if you're on a goal and you get a half chance like that, I expected him to score there, to be honest.
Yeah, it was a fairly comfortable one for Liam Kelly, who just kind of moved slightly to his right hand side and claimed it. Cameron is the difference between the sides so far. We've played an hour now at Rugby Park. Kilmarnock on course to go above Hearts into fourth, and then there's a late challenge on Robbie Dees, which the Kilmarnock fans are unhappy with, as is Matthew McDermott, the referee, so it'll be a free kick over on the far side. Motherwell, Stephen Craig, surely thinking about a substitution perhaps?
Yeah, I've watched the midfield battle all afternoon, and I think that David Watson and Brad Lyons have got the better of Blair Spittle and Harry Payton. Spittle and Payton haven't had really much of an influence in the game. You know, they're chasing back an awful lot. They haven't picked up scraps and second balls in midfield. So I would imagine something like Callum Slattery to see if he can bring a different dynamic, because as it stands at the minute, Motherwell don't look like they're going to get themselves back into the game. So the manager then has to make the change.
Stuart Kettlewell down in front of us, pacing his dugout, arms folded. Kilmarnock go long. Header from Watkins, headed back out of defence by Blaney, and then Beeritt controls in the centre circle. He's under pressure, actually gets the foul from Lewis Mayo and Brad Lyons, who were challenging him. Matthew McDermott blows the whistle, and Casey's wanting it quickly. No sign of any movement in front of us on the Motherwell bench. Slattery is one you might think about, with Stephen Craigan talking about the midfield battle there, and whether Slattery can bring some composure on the ball and invention. Free kick goes long from Casey. Bear, left hand corner of the box, he gets a header on it. Spencer is chasing after it, and he's sort of comes together with Matty Kennedy. He claims he was kind of rugby tackled there, and he's going to get the throw in, not the free kick, which is what he wanted, Brodie Spencer.
That was a strange one. It was either a free kick to Motherwell or a goal kick, and Motherwell have got a corner. So whatever the referee's done, he's concocted something that hasn't been right.
Blair Spittle is going to take, and he's waiting for the cavalry to arrive on Paul McGinn. He wants Paul McGinn up, who's coming up to the edge of the box, and the referee is unhappy again with whatever's going on in the talks. I have to say, it wasn't a great deal of pushing and shoving, but Matthew McDermott is over, having words with Callum Butcher and Joe Wright as well. But The corner is about to be taken. Matthew McDermott, whistle to the lips, blows the whistle. Spittle takes with the right foot, he's fired it right into the 6-yard box. Good header from Lewis Mayo, he just commanded that area, smashes it out with the forehead onto the near side for a throw in to Motherwell. Spencer is going to wind up another long one as Motherwell look to get back into this game. They're on course for 6 defeats in 7.
Is there a check? Potentially for a penalty. That's what the delay seems to be.
I've seen Callum Butcher appealing, so maybe that's getting. No, it doesn't look like that's over.
Play on. You got excited again there, Lee.
I can't help it.
Spencer throws it in. Right, heads it out the box for Kilmarnock. Back with Spencer, controls it with the head and then just fires it in with the right foot, and there's a miscommunication. The goalkeeper came, headed away by the defender, and Spittle lashes it on the edge of the box, but it spins away and over the bar. Chance going for Motherwell. Kilmarnock 1, Motherwell 0, 63.5 minutes on the clock.
A little bit of miscommunication there for Dennis and Finlay. I think Dennis was shouting on it. Maybe Finlay's not heard them, or maybe he didn't shout at all, but it was cleared back out, and Spittle, usually you'd fancy him to hit the target there in the half volley with the technique that he's got, but just over the bar.
Yep, Will Dennis came and went. Kilmarnock got away with it, and it's long, and as Cameron goes up, misses the ball. Blaney gets something on it, it's just high in the air. David Watson, such a great leap on him, wins the header. It's a Moorhead tennis, still not touched the ground. Eventually it drops and Spittle just thumps it up the pitch. Mayos has to go after it. He's not controlled it well, but it's bounced into the box, and the goalkeeper, Will Dennis, claims for it. Motherwell claiming for a pass back, but that was an attempted touch. First touch from Lewis Mayo, and it just went away from him. He didn't pass it back to the goalkeeper. Finlay now over halfway, and he's a long raking pass with the left boot looking for Armstrong. And it hits off Spencer and goes out for a Kilmarnock throw-in on this right-hand side. David Watson wants to take it. He's the long throw-in expert in the Kilmarnock ranks. He's been excellent this afternoon once again. The teenager, just 18 years old, in the thick of the action, and he's going to wind this one up. Aim for the front post, which is where this ball goes. Motherwell stand and watch for a bit. The flick on comes, and then it drops for Armstrong, blocked from the edge of the box. Watson's cross to the back post, header on it, drops to the edge where Lyons is, moves it out to Kennedy, who touches back away from goal, and then he's under pressure from Casey, who's roaring his teammates up the park as Kennedy goes all the way back to Dennis, the goalkeeper, who's going to send it long, and it's headed by Blaney, and then sends it back, and it's all just very route one from Motherwell. Watson again goes up, Blaney wins the header, it drops for Casey, sends it forward with the right foot, but Finlay gets well in front of Bearett, clears with the left foot. Cameron's flick on, but it's straight to Spencer. It's not pretty in the last minute or so. Come on, go back to the goalkeeper.
I think somebody needs to put their foot in the ball. I think the Kilmarnock have been the better at stringing passes together. Motherwell need a bit of composure. I think Callum Slattery will give them that, will connect the game. It's just whether he's going to come on or not.
Watson's cross, it's over Cameron, back post where Dees has a lash, but it's into the stand. Well, he had every right to take on the strike, Robbie Dees, as he arrived at the back post, but it was all power and no control or accuracy, and it stays 1-0.
Yeah, I think Motherwell need a little bit of calmness in the team, a little bit of composure in the team. You've got Payton and Spittle in there who like to get forward. I think they just need somebody to string a couple of passes together to change the angle that they're going to attack. They've been so one-dimensional today regarding just going from back to front and playing off second balls or looking to get in behind from the centre half area, which is predictable for the Kilmarnock defenders.
Long from Kelly, the goalkeeper. It was his error in spilling a shot that allowed Kilmarnock to get the goal from Cameron from inside the box. Motherwell want a free kick for a foul on Wilkinson, and he's insistent he was fouled. The referee waves play on, and it's out to Armstrong on the right hand touchline. Through them all half, it's broken for Wright, who takes it into the box. He's had to check back, the big defender. Now gets the cross in, and then it's come off Payton, who ended up putting it back to Kelly, and the Kilmarnock fans feel that was a pass back. Not sure what Payton was trying to do. It looked like he was trying to just stab it back to the goalkeeper, and Kelly picked it up, but no pass back called. On we go. Payton in midfield in his own half, gives the ball to a teammate, then it's back out to this side and Blaney, and again it's a diagonal pass that goes over the head of Mika Beirut, and you can just see him, his body language, the shoulder slumped. He's frustrated at the service he's getting, Mika Beirut.
Yeah, they have to shorten their pass. I said it at half time, you can't continually keep doing the same thing.
Innes Cameron gets in front of a long ball in front of Callum Butcher. He's right out on the left hand touchline, gives it back to Dees, now down to Armstrong, who's hugging the left hand touchline. He's coming in field onto the right foot, he's looking for an option. He lifts the pass, but he's hit it straight at Connor Wilkinson, who blocks, and then it breaks for Payton, and it's hit off Lyons and out for a Motherwell throw-in on the far side. And Motherwell still no activity on their bench. Stuart Kettlewell did allude to a few knocks in the group, which he wouldn't specify, so you wonder if a few of the players maybe just not, fit enough to make a big enough impact or to last the 22 minutes, but we'll see. Surely some of them could come on, but they have the ball in the Kilmarnock half, just over the halfway line. Switch from Payton out to Casey, the centre half. Pass infield to the feet of Beirut. That's more like it. That's what he wants. He turns away from Finlay, gives it on to McGinn, gets it back, but then it's well read by Dees, who steps in and takes it off his toes, and then Dees plays a 1-2 and sends it long for Cameron, who seems to get his head on everything, and now he's going after it, nudges Blaney. Whistle is blown, foul. Cameron thought he was going to dribble it in from the left hand side and get a shot at goal, but he did absolutely barge into him. It was shoulder to shoulder, but it was a forceful one, shall we say.
Yeah, I think it was a foul. Yeah, well, it was a blatant foul, but that's what Innes Cameron brings. He's hard work, always looking to run in behind, will compete for absolutely everything. I think he's done very, very well since he's come on the pitch.
Absolutely, and it's his goal 4 minutes into the second half that separates the sides. Stroked from about 12 yards high into the roof of Liam Kelly's net. Motherwell 5 defeats in their last 6. Can they find some inspiration from somewhere in those 5 defeats? There's been some good performances, but the last few haven't been good. The second half at Livingston with 10 men. Ross County, they were maybe fortunate to get away with a draw. And then Wednesday night against Aberdeen, 4-2, the 2 goals at the end perhaps flattered them. They've been competitive this afternoon, but without fashioning too many chances. The best one of this second half was Paul McGinn. Brilliant run through the middle of the pitch, took it round the defender, and then he had the goalkeeper to beat, but just passed it straight at Will Dennis. They need inspiration from somewhere as we hit the 70-minute mark. Kilmarnock leading by 1-0. We'll get to Hampden after this as Hibernian take on Aberdeen in the first of the League Cup semi-finals. And that's controlled by Watkins on the left-hand side, but Motherwell get in and recover, knock it back to Kelly, who sends it long. Beirut, he's under severe pressure from Finlay, so can't get on the end of it. And then Lewis Mayo uses the thigh to put it back to his goalkeeper, who rolls it out to Stuart Finlay on the left wing. He's crossing the halfway line. He's not met by anyone in a claret shirt, and he's played it up the left-hand side to Kennedy. Comes in field on the right foot, crossing. Watson's in there. Comes outside the box. Wilkinson gathers. He's helped it onto Beirut, who's taken it on the run. It's broken for Spittle. He's crossed the halfway line. He's driving infield from the left. Infield to Beirut. Takes a nice touch. Then tries to slip it to Wilkinson, who was kind of off balance and lets it run beyond him. The pass wasn't the best, in fairness. And now Kilmarnock will start to go up the other end. Kennedy over halfway. Comes back infield. Gives it to Dees. Gives it back out to Kennedy on the left-hand side. Coming in on that right foot, back to Dees, thinks about a cross, then stabs it in behind for Watkins, who goes after it, collects it right on the touchline, right next to the corner flag. He's going to run here at Dan Casey, tries to go around the outside of him, and he's won the corner kick. Good work from Marley Watkins.
Yeah, Watkins there just running the channel, which you wouldn't say it's his biggest strength, but he does well, gets the corner kick where Kilmarnock have looked a bit of a threat. There's a change here.
Yeah, Callum Slattery is eventually going to come on here for Motherwell, and it's Mika Beirut who, Stephen, you have to feel a bit sorry for, because he's been chasing a lot of lost causes all afternoon so far.
And he's had to go and wrestle with 2 big centre halves to try and get a touch of the ball. Everything's been in the air, everything's been in the channel. Clearly he's a centre forward that wants to come and link up the play, so the tactic today was to try and be aggressive and try and be direct. Unfortunately, up to this point it hasn't worked, and yeah, you're right, I feel sorry for Mika Beirut.
Corner over on the far side to Kilmarnock. Can they get the second goal? Here it comes in with the right foot, right on top of the goalkeeper. Kelly, who just gets something on it, but it's not convincing. Back post, Armstrong takes the strike, blocked by Harry Payton, out for a throw-in to Kilmarnock. Armstrong is going to leave this for David Watson, and there's been a goal at Gayfield. We can quickly hear from Derek Ferguson.
Yes, a third for Thistle. Brian Graham getting that third goal. Woeful defending by Bro, so it's a bit of a cruise at the moment for Thistle. Bro 0, Partick Thistle 3.
Watson throws it into the penalty area. Not a great header from Theo Bair. Headed it down to his feet, but luckily he was able to clear it at the second attempt from a Motherwell point of view. And it's another Kilmarnock throw-in. Armstrong is looking for an option to throw it to. His team leading by a goal to nil. He's going to leave it for David Watson, who's going to throw it back in like he did 30 seconds ago. In fact, he goes short to Armstrong, who was completely free. He's now met by Payton, who wins the tackle really well, and he's going to try and launch the counter. He's chipped it over the head of Mayo. Slattery's there, takes it on the chest. Bair is hearing forward through the middle. Slattery's going to ping the switch of play out for Casey to run onto. That is a wonderful pass from Slattery. Back infield to Spittle. Gets the right footed cross. It wraps the foot around it, but it's over everyone, including Connor Wilkinson, who was in the 6-yard box, and it's going to go out actually for... Well, what's the referee giving here? Is he giving a corner kick?
Yeah, I think there's a deflection on the cross into the box that took it away from the guys in the middle, but it just shows you Callum Slattery, he's good in the ball. I think what he'll bring is he'll bring 3 centre midfield players. That's the area of the pitch where they've been overrun and they've been out-muscled. 3 against 3 now, because I think Matty Kennedy's also playing as a third midfield player for Kilmarnock, so if Motherwell can get a hold of the ball or a hold of the game in that area, they've got a chance.
Yeah, 2 against Killie last season, Callum Slattery, including a 90th minute free kick here to get a 1-1 draw. Here's Spittle's corner into the box. It's connected with by Casey as he kind of fell to the ground, and it comes over for Armstrong on this near side of the box, and he clears. Watkins chasing after it. Motherwell have the ball, though. McGinn on the left hand side at the halfway line, goes back to Spencer, who goes back to the goalkeeper Liam Kelly, and he's going to take a run up and ping it forward with the right foot. He's looking for McGinn, who wins the header infield for Bair, lets it run across his body, and Lyons gets back in to thump it out for a throw-in. And Paul McGinn's gone down, he's holding his face, and the physios are going to come on for Motherwell. And we've played 75 minutes. It's Kilmarnock 1, Motherwell 0.
And I think Kilmarnock will be disappointed that the game hasn't been put to bed. You know, they've had their chances, they've had balls in the box, they've had shots, they've had saves from Liam Kelly. So Derek McInnes went it up thinking, we've got the 75 minutes, we've been by far the better team, we've created the best chances, however, we haven't managed to shake them off. That's where Motherwell have to take that grasp, and they have to think, right, okay, we've been outplayed to this point, but can we produce one piece of magic? Can we produce something that allows us to get level? And then potentially this place could get a little bit restless.
Paul McGinn still down on the AstroTurf. Maybe taking a little blow to the face. That's what he was holding, certainly. Looks like they're treating him. Players getting some water on. Latest in the Championship, Arbroath 0, Partick Thistle 3, Ayr United 2, Queen's Park 1, Dundee United 1, Inverness Cali Thistle 1, Wraith Rovers 1, Airdrieonians 1. It's 1-0 Kilmarnock here. Celtic, of course, started things off in the lunchtime kick-off at Dingwall, beating 10-man Ross County by 3-0 to stretch their leads at the top of the Premiership. Of course, with Rangers not in league action this weekend, playing Hearts at Hampden in the second of the League Cup semi-finals tomorrow. We'll bring you that live on Sportsound, as well as Dundee against Livingston, of course, as well in the Premiership tomorrow. And Paul McGinn is back on his feet. He looks okay. Motherwell going in search of an equaliser, and it's going to be a long throw-in for Brodie Spencer. A reminder, you can watch highlights of the Premiership games tonight on Sports and BBC Scotland channel. It comes in, one at the near post by Innes Cameron doing his defensive work, and then he put it to Armstrong, who lashed it down. Sports Scene half-7 BBC Scotland, get it on iPlayer as well as Goals Plus if you just want the goals. And you can keep up to date with all the latest on your club at the dedicated pages at the BBC Sports Scotland website as well. Never miss a thing. Motherwell headed forward by Casey. They need something to spark them into life, and it's a Kilmarnock free kick. Foul in the middle of the pitch. Handball is the signal, I think, actually, and they'll just take their time to take this free kick. Stephen Craigan, how does the Motherwell strategy change? It looks like Callum Slattery is going to play up front.
Well, I think he'll try and join in as a front three, but out of possession he's going to drop himself onto Brad Lyons, who's playing as a defensive midfield player for Kilmarnock, and probably is quite an easy afternoon with no pressure on him. So the aim will be, when Motherwell win the ball, can he break off him and get up the pitch? And so the responsibility's on Theo Bair, and Connor Wilkinson get hold of the ball.
Slattery wins the ball at the edge of his own box and then draws a foul. He's always such a good player to watch, Slattery, the way he takes the ball, receives the ball, passes it. Wonderful pass out to the far side for Casey before. Kelly's going to go long, and again he just smashes it, and it's far too far ahead of Frody Spencer, who's claiming for a foul, claiming he was checked as he looked to go after that, but for a start he was never getting to it. Kelly with far too much on that. And Kilmarnock are now going to make a change. Rory McKenzie is going to come on, and it's going to be Matty Kennedy who's going to be withdrawn, and he's going to get a standing ovation because it's been another industrious, effective performance from Matty Kennedy on the left-hand side for Kilmarnock. He's put a lot of work in, and Rory McKenzie comes on for Kelly into his 14th season here at Rugby Park. And there's going to be a change as well for Motherwell. Double change. Stephen O'Donnell and Ollie Shaw are going to come on. And it's Wilkinson, is it? No, it's Paul McGinn who's going to traipse off. He had a blow to the cheek. He's holding the cheek, and he's replaced by Stephen O'Donnell. So that's a like-for-like swap. And Theo Bair likewise is off for Ollie Shaw. So Stuart Kettlewell, as we hit minute number 79, is trying to make an impact with the substitutes. They've been second best, but only trail by a goal to nil. Some boos for Ollie Shaw, of course, the former Kilmarnock player. He was a top scorer when they were in the Championship before moving to Barnsley. It's a few boos from the home crowds. Joe Wright will take this throw in, just not 20 yards over the halfway line, throws it down the line to Cameron, but Motherwell have players there, and Blaney puts it out for a throw in. And David Watson.
Just regarding the Kilmarnock substitute, I think Rory McKenzie coming on, offering legs for maybe a tiring Matty Kennedy, who's been absolutely brilliant in the game. It's just a like-for-like swap positionally also.
Watson with another long throw into the near post. Cameron goes up and gets something on it, but it was almost too high for him. He got up and just glances it harmlessly wide.
He's been good, hasn't he, Ennis Cameron? He's led the line well. He's taken on the responsibility. When you're a younger player, I mean, he's not young as in 17 or 18. He's had plenty of first-team football, but when you're watching someone like Kyle Vassell and how he leads the line and what the manager demands of him every single game, you have to think, being a big, physical, powerful young man, thinking, if I get a chance, I have to go and do that. And to be fair, he's lived up to it.
And he's now putting Callum Butcher under pressure, and Butcher just keeps the ball in, and then McKenzie plays it down to Watkins into Cameron on the left-hand side. He's at the left-hand corner of the box, out of the boot cross where Watson was lurking, but it was blocked by Motherwell, and then it's headed back to Liam Kelly. Motherwell will survive. You feel like the visitors are going to have to go for broke at some stage here. 10 minutes plus whatever's added to play here at Rugby Park, and it's Kilmarnock at the moment heading for a third straight home win, 3 wins in 4, and a good recovery from the midweek defeat at McDermott Park. And Joe Wright nods it back to Will Dennis, and they're just content to take his time. Will Dennis, he'll just dribble this to the edge of his box and wait for the pressure from Shaw, and he picks up.
There's no cohesion in Motherwell, is there? You know, everybody's working hard and they're winning their headers and they're putting the ball forward and they're running about, but there's no kind of synergy in the team. Whereas you look at Kilmarnock and you know that Daniel Armstrong's going to link up with the centre forwards and Watson's going to link up with Brad Lyons. There's more connectivity. I think they look more comfortable in their shape than what Motherwell do.
Kilmarnock header in midfield. Watson again gets up. Spittle gets up to return it. Slattery's flick on. Another header from right. And then it's Armstrong who puts it out for a throw in. It's off the Motherwell player, so it's going to be a Kilmarnock throw in. It's an interesting point, Stephen, because that was the strength of Motherwell for so long. You could pick their 11 and Stuart Kettle went for it, but I suppose the problem is for a manager, when you get players waiting in the wings, it's easy when they're winning, but when they're not winning, players are chapping the door and saying, when's my time to start? And now Kilmarnock, Watkins putting Motherwell under pressure, but Kelly gathers.
I completely agree with that. I'm looking at Motherwell's front three, and it's like Shaw and Wilkinson. I don't know if they're split strikers with Slattery just in the middle. I would like to see two of them play together with Slattery maybe as a 10, but they're not doing that. And they seem to be, the three of them, playing individually up there instead of playing there together and trying to connect with each other and try to help each other out, basically.
Yeah, it's not gone well for them so far. Motherwell trailing by a 1-0, but it is just that single goal from Innes Cameron 4 minutes into the second half here at Rugby Park. Stuart Findlay clears from his own half with the right boot. It's sent back by Spittle, who normally so influential for Motherwell. He's been kind of reduced to a bit of a battling role this afternoon, and Kilmarnock will have the throw in just inside their own half. Joe Wright is going to take, he's got it under his shirt. Derek McInnes pacing his technical area. Be happy with what he's seen from his side so far, but there's still a job to be done. Spencer clears for Motherwell, flicked on by Shaw, only to Robbie Dees, who puts it up in the air under Spencer, who's then fouled by Innes Cameron. Motherwell free kick. Spittle goes quickly along the deck with the right foot to Casey. Casey, right foot along the deck forward to Slattery, who controls it well under pressure from Lyons, gives it backwards to O'Donnell, who's just given it straight to Rory McKenzie. So lazy swipe of the right boot from Stephen O'Donnell, and it just gives Kilmarnock possession, but they've got it back because Butcher intercepts a pass. He immediately goes forward, but Shaw wasn't even in position, so Findlay heads it out of defence comfortably under no pressure. It's now sent back towards Shaw, but once again Findlay is in the right position to clear it, and then it's poorly cleared to the feet of Lyons by Motherwell midway through the Motherwell half. It's out to the right hand side, and Armstrong, he's on the touchline. He's got Spencer in front of him. Payton's also come across. Armstrong goes down the outside of Spencer. He's into the penalty area. He's up to the byline, chips across in. It's to the edge of the box. Dees takes a touch, takes a left and a strike, saved by Kelly, and it's deflected off Cameron, and Kelly will come across and claim it. It's out for a goal kick, and Motherwell living dangerously.
Armstrong again causing problems. It goes on the outside this time, gets across in, it comes to the edge of the box. Dees with a magnificent effort, showing great technique there, and it was a good save from Kelly.
You have to say the improvement on Daniel Armstrong in the last 18 months has been sensational, considering that when they won the championship under Derek, he couldn't get a game in the team. Suddenly he arrived in the Premiership last year, lit it up, and he's been the bright spark this afternoon.
Kilmarnock defending their own box. Meals under a bit of pressure, just heads it away, and he's going to try and clear it with the left foot, and it's stayed infield. There's been a goal at Gayfield. We'll get to that in a moment as Motherwell come forward. Stephen O'Donnell passes it infield. He's given it away, but then it breaks for Spittle again. That's back out. Yeah, let's hear about that goal at Gayfield where Partick Thistle were leading by 3 goals to 0. What's happening, Derek?
Yeah, it's now 3-1, Thomas. It was just a ball into the box. Thistle not dealing with it, and it was Jermaine Hilton getting on the end of it to give Arbroath a little bit of hope as we get into time added on.
Thanks, Derek. Arbroath with a goal back. Thistle 3-1 up, on course for 3 points. O'Donnell winds up the long throw. He's flung it in. That's some distance, but no one in Claret and Amber's there, and it's headed out of defence by Kilmarnock, and it's now back down the other end of the pitch with Liam Kelly, who takes a touch and sends it long, and he's again got some distance on that. O'Donnell's up, puts Dees under pressure, but he gets a header. Kilmarnock scrambling across from McKenzie, but Motherwell have it through Payton, infield to Slattery. Uses his body so well when he receives the ball, keeps it, gives it to Spittle, middle of the pitch, then to O'Donnell, out to the right hand side now, and Casey trying to get space for the cross, but he's put it across to Blaney. He steps into the game and he's moving up towards the edge of the box. Blaney can't find a pass, it's deflected, breaks for Slattery in the middle of the pitch. He's chipped out towards O'Donnell, breaks for Spittle, right hand side of the box, then O'Donnell gets the cross deflected. Wilkinson's there, but Kilmarnock hack it clear. Back to Casey, right for the cross in for Wilkinson. Header one at the near post again by Stuart Findlay, and it's up the other end out for a throw in, and it's actually a free kick given for a foul on Findlay as he cleared that ball. Kilmarnock 1-0 in front against Motherwell. They've got 3.5 minutes plus whatever is added to hold on to their advantage.
Motherwell don't convince me they're going to score. It all looks a bit rushed and a bit desperate and a bit kind of hoping that someone will get in the end of it. Kilmarnock have been cultured at the top end of the pitch, but they've done their hard work, they've got themselves in front. Now they have to make sure they manage the next 3 minutes plus at a time, Kilmarnock, and it's another 3 points.
Motherwell with the 12 league goals this season, and 5 of them have come in the last 2 in non-winning causes, a draw and a defeat. And here come Kilmarnock, giving away. It's Findlay who, with a left foot, hacks it forward, flicked on by Watkins into the path of Cameron, but Casey gets back and he's fired that back at Liam Kelly, who controls it nicely with the right boot, strokes it out to the edge of the box where It's collected, and then as Cameron closes down the clearance from Blaney, and Blaney's furious that no one was offering an option, and Ollie Shaw's giving it back to him. Bit of unrest. Spittle having a go as well.
Got to say, brilliant for Cameron though. Great work ethic again, never giving up. He actually he looks knackered if you see him with his hands on his knees there, but he's got his goal and he's been tremendous in this game.
Is he going to be the match winner? That is the question. Motherwell right down next to their own corner flag on their left hand side, thrown up the line by Spencer. Spittle controls it on the run and nicely rolls it to Casey, but McKenzie gets across, and it's a really good pass from Casey to O'Donnell. Infield from the right. Now it's Harry Payton. He's got space to run into up towards the edge of the box. Then he's across to Spittle, who checks inside, looks to try and get the right-footed shot away, but he goes with a pass to O'Donnell on the right-hand side. He's got room to cross with the right foot, but it's straight down the throat of Will Dennis, who collects it, and the Motherwell fans in the second tier up behind the goal, frustrated. And there's been a goal at Somerset Park. Chick Young.
Oh, unbelievable drama in the last seconds of this game. Well into time added on. Queen's Park have equalised. The ball is over the line. I think it's Rudy Payton with the final touch, but it was all set up by great work by Dom Thomas. Down the right, played into the box. It's forced over the line. It's been your classic game of two halves, actually, because it was all Ayr United in the first half. Queen's Park have got it back, and it is, at the moment, Ayr United 2, Queen's Park 2.
Some comeback from the Glasgow side, and now here come Motherwell looking for a comeback here. Payton surging down the right hand side, but McKenzie's pursuing him all the way. He's forced to turn back, finds Casey, who's going to put it in with the right foot into the box, but it's overhit by a country mile, and it's behind for another goal kick, and Kilmarnock aren't even having to defend their own box really at the moment.
No, I've been a little bit disappointed with Motherwell, to tell you the truth. I know they've started the season half decent, but today they're playing like a team and like individuals that are really lacking in confidence, and it's actually quite alarming. They've had no real quality in the final third. The substitutes that have come on, Slattery has played a couple of good passes. Stephen O'Donnell hasn't really gave us the quality that's needed in that area. He's there a couple of times. He's opened his body up to deliver a cross, and it's been a floaty cross. I just feel they need a little bit more in the final third.
Spencer takes the throw up the touchline. Again, it's won by Wright. You just wonder if the pitch, not to bang on about it, but gets in the head of some visiting teams here, because I heard Barry Robson saying last week that he can't play football in it, and Aberdeen went long, and then Motherwell gone very long today, and they've won the free kick. Kilmarnock on the edge of their own box. 4 minutes of added time here goes up on the fourth officials board. 4 minutes for Motherwell to try and find an equaliser, as Callum Slattery tries to stretch off Joe Wright's calf as he goes down with some cramp, tries to eat up some seconds, but it'll all be added on, because that's what the referees do now, and they'll just keep adding on the time, and that's what the referees just told Joe Wright, and he gets to his feet. Kilmarnock free kick just outside their own box, leading by a goal 2-0. We'll get to Hampden very shortly for the League Cup semi-final between Hibernian and Aberdeen. Hearts against Rangers to come live on Sportsound tomorrow afternoon. And here comes Dennis, takes the free kick with a right foot, sends it long up to the corner of the box. Motherwell head it, and it's come off a Motherwell player, and out for a Kilmarnock throw on this near side in front of the main stand. And as they've done all afternoon, Kilmarnock are going to leave this for David Watson. Not sure they'll commit so many bodies into the box on this occasion though. Cameron's up there, as is Watkins. Mackenzie's lurking about on the edge. Here comes Watson, throws it in. He's going to try and hit Cameron, controls it, but then Motherwell get a tackle in. It breaks for Payton, who moves it to O'Donnell, who's tried to play it up the right hand side to Slattery, but he's put it straight out the park. And Stephen O'Donnell has not covered himself in glory since he's come off the bench. A few loose ones, one poor cross, a bit rusty.
Maybe affecting him coming back to his old club, I don't know. I know he's a thinker as a player, but I completely agree with you. Since he's come on, he's not shown anything like the Stephen O'Donnell of old.
Throw in down the left for Kilmarnock. Motherwell with bodies back, they get a head on it, but it's going to go out for a corner kick in the heads. You just see the heads of the Motherwell players has gone down as soon as that ran out for a corner, and that'll allow Kilmarnock to will fling this into the box if they want to, or eat up a few more seconds in the corner. We've played about 2 of the 4 added.
They haven't done enough, have they? Motherwell haven't been anywhere near good enough, haven't really threatened the goal often enough. I think they're lucky that it's only 1 with, 2 or 3 minutes left. So a lot of thinking to be done, a lot of improving to be had.
And it's short from Kilmarnock, and Motherwell win the ball back. It goes to Kelly. He's under severe pressure, but gets the clearance away downfield. Finlay goes up, doesn't win the header, but falls for Slattery, controls it in the centre circle in the chest, weaves away from Mayo, and then he's cleared out. Advantage being played for Motherwell. O'Donnell out to the right hand side, and Payton, cross comes in, it's into the box. Wilkinson's in there, but Dennis commands his 6-yard box, got his body in front of the striker and the ball, and claims it comfortably. And Kilmarnock 1-0 in front, and only about a minute or so to go to hold on for a 3rd straight home victory.
Again, it's another fluffy cross, isn't it? You know, it's just drifted into the box, hoping that somebody might get in the end of it. You look at Armstrong and you look at Kennedy, they're putting crosses in with venom, with real intent to try and go and hurt defences. There, I think, from Harry Payton. And it's not just pointing the finger at Harry Payton, but the final ball has been more in hope this afternoon for Motherwell.
Dennis sends it long. We're into the final minute of the 4 added. Drops from McKenzie, who sends it skywards towards the Motherwell box. Motherwell tracking back. Spencer awkwardly bounces. He's hit it, and then Cameron defends it out for a corner kick. And there's going to be a yellow card issued here. I don't know who he's pointing at, the referee.
Brad Lyons with a late tackle and Slattery right in the middle of the pitch.
Oh yeah,
He flicked it wide.
Yeah, he's cleaned him out. But that was a very late yellow card there.
I think the ball hadn't gone out of play. Is that right? Because the goalkeeper was down, but the play still was going on, Thomas.
That's right. I didn't go behind for a goal kick. The keeper was just on the ball. Thanks for clarifying that, Stephen. And we on with the corner. Kilmarnock goes short, and Spencer comes across and just puts it out for a throw-in. But Kilmarnock will take that all day long. And we're into the final 30 seconds or so, maybe less. The referee, Matthew McDermott, not looking at his watch yet. Kilmarnock throw. It doesn't look like they're going to throw this one in the box. Armstrong's going to go short. Cameron's there. Watson offers an option. Cameron spins his man and takes it, and he's going to try and win a corner. And there's the full-time whistle. Jubilant scenes here at Rugby Park. The fans here have witnessed a 3rd straight home victory, and it was deserved, as the 2 previous against Livingston and Aberdeen were. The blip midweek against St Johnstone and McDermott Park forgotten now, and the difference was Innes Cameron, who came off the bench in the first half for the injured Kyle Vassell. And after Liam Kelly spilled a shot in the box, he made another save. It broke to Cameron 12 yards out or so, and he stroked it high into the net. 49 minutes, and you have to say Kilmarnock looked more likely to add a second than Motherwell did, really, to get back on level terms. The best Motherwell could muster was a surging Paul McGinn run right through the middle of the pitch round Joe Wright. He got into the box, he just had the goalkeeper to beat, but he tamely stroked it straight at Will Dennis, who made the save rather comfortably. Cameron had another couple of headers, Armstrong had effort, Kennedy, others. Robbie Dees had a shot save from Kelly. Kilmarnock only needed the 1 goal though. It's been an excellent performance for them. Motherwell and Stuart Kettlewell with so much to think about as they go to applaud the away fans. It's now 6 defeats in their last 7 games, no wins in that time, just the 1 draw, and really they are on a really poor run. But Kilmarnock up to 4th in the Premiership, above Hearts. What a day, what an afternoon for Dennett McInnes and his team. Full time here at Rugby Park. Kilmarnock 1, Motherwell 0.